Cheers, man.
What's going on, dude?
First off, I want to start by saying rest in pease, Ozzy Osbourne. Taking shots.
Lost a lot of a lot of people this week, right? Past few weeks. The guy from the Cosby Show. I don't know the guy's name. Not Bill. This is getting out to an interesting start.
Look, this is the NFL 2025 top 25 wide receivers. So this isn't tight ends. This is running backs. We're doing tight ends within the next week or two.
I'm really excited. What position would you say you evaluate the best if you had to say for yourself?
I mean, running backs are pretty easy to evaluate, I feel like.
Okay.
So I think, probably running backs. Because it's just easier to find every one of their carries, too.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
It's easier tape to study.
It's also, it's
and quarterbacks, too. Probably quarterbacks.
Yeah,
quarterbacks, running backs.
Say, for me, it's probably running back, quarterback, tight end, receiver. That's probably the order I would go.
Yeah, I would say the opposite on tight end and receiver. I think tight end's probably last for me.
So the top 25 receivers, it's going to be very controversial. This was the hardest list out of the list we've done.
Yeah. First off, because it's 25. It's the biggest list. But
for sure.
It should be 25 because there's so many great receivers out there.
Exactly.
They had so many good seasons. And we're going to leave so many off.
You could do top 40.
We could have easily done top 40.
Yeah,
we left so many off.
I mean, it would have been hard, but we could have done it.
Yeah, we could have for sure. But I really enjoyed doing this list. But, once again, this is not a fantasy football list.
This is like, who would I want as my wide receiver?
If I was a fucking quarterback, what wide receivers do I want to throw to?
Right, for my team. If I had to pick them, this is the order I would pick them in, probably.
As the best
for 1 year, for one run, for next year. Who's the best wide receivers in the league right now?
Yeah, definitely. So, I'd like to kick it off.
Go ahead.
At 25, I got Cortland Sutton.
Okay.
The guy went out and had an incredible season with the rookie quarterback with Bo Nix. And I need to pull up their numbers actually as I go. So.
Yeah, Sutton had 81 receptions, 1,081 yards, 8 touchdowns. Solid receiver, Has been since he's been there, finally gets a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been big on him since, before Russell Wilson was there,
Mm-hmm.
I've loved Cortland Sutton, and I've been waiting on this moment for him to have a good quarterback and sling the ball to him and really get things moving, and he did, and it showed last year. I mean, he was so necessary. All the crazy one-hand catches, the touchdowns.
Yeah, he's such a good red zone
1,000 yards with the rookie quarterback isn't easy as a guy who has been not exactly highly touted. So
and he's been consistent. He's been consistent ever since he's been there. Whatever quarterback's back there, if it's Russ who's being kind of super safe and inefficient, or if kind of efficient, but kind of very streaky at times.
Right.
It doesn't matter what quarterback's back there. Cortland Sutton's going to produce, and I love Cortland Sutton. I think he's one of the best receivers in the league.
You can kind of gauge that off of his average yards per catch, and it's 13 yards. I mean, he averages about 13 yards per catch, or 14 on his career, so
which is pretty high. I mean,
14 on his career. Yeah, it's been very good.
And one of the most underrated red zone receivers in the league, I feel like.
Oh yeah, it's an incredible jump. But like I said, the hands, the spectacular catch ability is just out of this world. I mean, you saw the one-handed grabs in the end zone and the ability to beat a man one-on-one. It felt a lot like Mike Evans. Does, and I'm big on Cortland Sutton.
I love Cortland Sutton too. I think you'll hear him from me a little bit later on, but Cortland Sutton is a guy I feel like he's a number one receiver that fits into that role with, DJ Moore. He fits into that role that's these are like Terry McLaurin, these guys who never really had an elite quarterback, and you think oh man, could you imagine if you actually get elite production for DJ Moore, or Cortland Sutton, or Terry McLaurin just saw it, 13 touchdowns. We'll get to him at some point.
Yeah,
but I think for Cortland Sutton, it kind of sucks that it's coming at the back end of his career. He's 30 years old, 29, whatever he is. But I mean, better late than never. Bo Nix, Sean Payton, it's going to be great.
Definitely, yeah. He's 29 years old, and but yeah, I have a lot of belief that he's going to have a good season. I think he has another 2 or 3 seasons left in him.
I totally agree.
Of pretty good production.
Yeah, 25. I have Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin
out of the slot. I mean, the first 8 weeks was the wide receiver one out of the slot. You can give credit to Liam Cohen. You can give credit to Baker Mayfield. But I was someone coming into the season, into last season, I was completely out on Chris Godwin. I thought that he didn't meet the prototype of Baker Mayfield. I thought that was more for Mike Evans, the gunslinger, the cockiness. Him playing in the slot. I thought that Baker's not a guy who can throw to the slot. The slot takes a lot of technique. To be able to throw to a slot receiver, it takes a lot of quick release, really good technique stuff from the quarterback. Baker is more of a improviser, playmaker, really good for a guy like Chris Godwin who can just win in man-to-man. And I was proved wrong. Chris Godwin was one of the best receivers in the league, came out and was top 2-3 receiver as far as fantasy points go. I know this isn't the fantasy list, but the production doesn't lie. He was the injuries the injuries do concern me, and
that's
all the
why he's not
regression
on my
stats.
list,
I get
actually.
that,
Yeah.
but I do feel like that's why I have him at 25. You know, he scraped onto the list, barely made it, but he deserves to be talked about. I mean, he's been great since Brady's been there. Before Brady,
He
after
has.
Brady.
And last year was like a true breakout for him with the gunslinger, like you said, in the slot. Which, I agree with you. I did not expect him to be as good as he was last year.
Yeah.
But he did, and yeah, I can appreciate having Chris Godwin on this list. He did cross my mind.
And that's a guy added on today at kind of the last minute. I was just like, man, what about Chris Godwin? I feel like he deserves to be talked about. And my honorable mentions, I kicked some guys off who make big plays but aren't quite as consistent of a wide receiver as Chris Godwin.
Yeah, and I had Chris Godwin in my honorable mentions, but I have a few more I can talk about that we'll get to before we talk about the number one. But yeah, what about number 24? Who'd you have?
I got Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley was really a guy who, if you look at the behind the scenes metrics and stuff, and you watch the tape of Calvin Ridley, we all know he had Will Levis. We've seen what Will Levis was, but Will Levis, he was still able to provide 1,000 yards in that offense, which sounds crazy when you remember how devastating the offense and how
terrible.
Putrid the offense was.
Terrible.
Calvin Ridley he's still got it. I know he's pushing 30, but
he is 30.
he's a guy who's constantly taking on number one receivers. There's no one else there to help draw any kind of coverage off of him. He's the only guy there. We hope Chig can step up into that role. Maybe Iron Manor, DK. Some of these rookies can step up, but just Tyler Lockett making his way there. Hopefully, he can help out under the in the slot on drag routes. Underneath mid range underneath. I still think that he has a little bit left as far as his technique goes, but I feel like Calvin Ridley is still the guy to get 1,000 yards with Will Levis is solid. And if Cam Ward can be, and just to hear Cam Ward's praise on how he sees what an elite wide receiver looks like, the footwork, the route running, being able to get in and out of his breaks and be to the spot that he needs to be when Cam Ward needs to get it there. I think that Calvin Ridley still has a lot left in the tank. And when you're talking about guys who's going to be on this list next year when we have this podcast, Calvin Ridley, he could move up.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah. This is where the list gets controversial.
Okay.
Already right away for me. I have Lab McConkey at 24.
Okay.
And I know some people are going to complain. It's low, but he's on the list.
Mm-hmm.
He had a great year. He had 1,100 yards. 8 touchdowns? I think. No, he didn't have 8, did he?
I want to say he had 1,200 yards.
It was like 1180 or 1150.
Okay. So he was right at it.
Yeah, 1149, 7 touchdowns.
Okay.
But man, I don't know. I don't know what it is that's making me drop him down. But watching him play, he's in the slot, so he's not going against these number one DBs.
Right.
He's a zone beater, but I think that
great zone beater.
Man, I just think that watching him run routes, I would rather all of these other guys. He looks like a wide receiver too to me. And I think he got force-fed volume last year, which is going to take a massive dip this year because, number one, he can't maintain the volume. He can't handle the volume. He got hurt last year because of it. He's had a problem with it at Georgia, getting hurt. And, man, just watching him play, he's a great receiver, and that's why he's on this 25 list.
Yeah.
But something about him screams wide receiver 2 to me.
Yeah.
And I can't shake that feeling.
I think he is a high-end wide receiver 2.
Which, don't get me wrong,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Cup out of the slot was incredible.
We're going to get to a lot of guys who are great, high-end wide receiver 2s here
for
soon.
Sure.
So it's no knock to Lab McConkey. I know in the fantasy universe, and they love him. He's a new hotness,
incredible.
Dynasty world.
PPR is
love
incredible.
him.
It's going to be amazing.
PPR, he's a first-round pick. Half point, he's a second-round pick.
But as a wide receiver, I have him at 24.
Yeah.
And I believe in the guy a lot. I think he's going to be a great asset for the Chargers and Justin Herbert. And having Justin Herbert helps him a lot, though, too.
Yeah.
But you saw what that offense was last year. At the end of the year, they didn't have a running game, and he was kind of forced the ball a lot.
Yeah, the volume, definitely. He was the only guy there. I mean, we saw Quentin Johnson.
I think he's going to take a little bit of a dip this year, especially with them bringing in Trey Harris as a rookie and
Yeah.
bringing in Amarion Hampton. We know what their identity is. They brought in Najee Harris.
They're
They
going to
want to
run
run the ball.
But they ran it
They
last
want
year.
to throw less. Yeah, but they didn't on the back half of the year.
They
It was
did.
Gus Edwards and
Herbert,
J.K. Dobbins.
The
It was
trust
bad.
in Herbert and
They
well,
had to throw. They had to sling it last
They
year.
already had the trust in Herbert, but it was. I think it was just the skill positions where they were young and inexperienced. You had Lab McConkey, who was a rookie, and you look at the stats at the back half of the year when they did move away from the run game, like you're saying. Lab McConkey's like last 5 or 6 games kind of convinced me to move him up, and I'll get to my pro Lab McConkey stuff when I get there. But
don't get me wrong, the stats are amazing, but I don't think this list is all stats. It's also eye test.
Absolutely, and I get what you're saying because Lab McConkey is not a wide receiver one.
Yeah.
He's undersized. He's had some health issues in his career. He's a guy who is honestly one of the best route runners in the league already, and he can get open. And it's a zone league where defenses play 70+% zone, and that's what he's a pro at, is finding the soft spot in the zone. His route running's incredible. But can he hold up with the volume like you're saying? I think there are doubts, and I think the doubts are legitimate. He's just undersized, and he's very physical for an undersized guy, which is
he is
what you don't want to see.
I don't think he should be physical.
He should
because
he needs to watch Tyler Lockett.
He can't handle it. Yeah,
he needs to watch Tyler Lockett tape.
But at 23, I have Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay.
Underproduced last year, but watching the guy play, he's going to develop. And this is also, not only is this who was great last year, but this is also my projections for this year,
Right.
But I see Marvin Harrison being the number one guy. He's put on some size. He's playing on the outside against tough, coverage, but also he has Kyler Murray throwing him the ball. Still put up almost 900 yards and 8 touchdowns, and I think that speaks a lot to that offense who wants to run the ball.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr., dude. I mean, you look at the talent in this guy. Incredible route runner, incredible hands.
You know the pedigree. I mean, he's coming from.
We know what's coming next year for him.
He's a prodigy already.
He's going to be a wide receiver one. He already is a wide receiver one.
I totally agree.
And we see what it is. He wasn't force fed the ball last year.
Yeah.
And that's because the offense didn't call for that, like the Chargers did. And I think that's the stat discrepancy between the two of them.
It's funny. I thought I had Marvin Harrison Jr. low. We'll get to him for me here soon, but yeah, I agree with everything
I have him
you're
at 23,
saying.
man. I mean, as a rookie too, I have I have a little more experience. I value experience in this position a lot more because these guys running routes. This isn't playing wide receiver isn't just running routes; it's blocking downfield too. And you got some physical guys on this list that can block and run good routes.
Absolutely,
but also draw attention. I mean, we're going to get to Tyreek Hill at some point on this list.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck what his stats are. You have to guard. You have to have 2 high safeties for him.
That's why I thought he was one of the weirdest receivers in this. The older vets like the Adams, the Evans, the Hills.
It's like a fighter having a punch that's going to knock you out no matter what if it touches you.
Yeah.
He might never hit you, but you have to be scared of it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to respect. You got always. You basically ought to always keep 2 safeties deep.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel
what
about
that does for the defense is just. The running game is just there,
and that's how I feel about a lot of. That's how I feel about a lot of the veteran guys out here who can not only create space for themselves but create space for their counterparts at wide receiver, running routes because they know what their job is in the route tree and in the route combinations for the offense. So,
yeah, at 23, I have Jerry Jeudy. I love it. Really like what Jerry Jeudy did last year. The whole organization was a train wreck. And to go out and it was really, the Jameis Winston inflation. We know that. We know how Jameis comes in and he's just the new Fitzpatrick. He's just going to sling it and he doesn't care. He's just going to go out and sling the ball, which is great for our wide receiver one. But to go out and have 145 targets, 90 receptions, 1,200 yards, and the 4 touchdowns was a little low, but we know that the Browns weren't moving the ball. The touchdown rate is going to be low. It's the Browns. They're not going to score a lot of points. But to go out and have 1,200 yards, the back half of the season was just incredible. And for somebody who I projected to be the best receiver coming out of that draft, I know that's not the case now, and I've been proven wrong now on the idea. I think that Jerry Jeudy is finally starting to kind of come into his own. I don't know what that means for him going forward because who knows what they even have there. He could take a slot back. I'm not big on him as far as fantasy drafts go. But as a pro, I mean, to come out here and hit 1,200 yards, 4 touchdowns, 145 targets, 90 receptions, it was, in a dysfunctional organization against number ones. I know some of it was some garbage time, but some of it was just straight beating his guy and just putting up crazy stats, 200 yards, great year for Jerry Jeudy, and that's why I got him at 23.
Yeah, I respect all of that. I mean, you know, like you said, I mean, I've believed in the guy coming out of college, and he's been incredible. But just hasn't had the guy for it.
Yeah, he's suffered.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, exactly. But you want to go with your 22 next?
Yeah, Cortland Sutton. We talked about him earlier. Cortland Sutton has been one of the most consistent receivers in the league. You know, we don't have to spend a whole lot of time since we've spent some time on him earlier, but I really like what he's done. It sucks that like Judy. I mean, they were there at the same place. You know, Russell Wilson, Javonte Williams. Remember that year, the hype of how good that offense
I had
was
all
going to
three
be.
of them.
I did. I had a lot of exposure to him too, and Cortland Sutton, such a good red zone threat. That's the most underrated part of his game. His ability to get open in the red zone, just beat his guy man on man, find the soft spot. He's just been one of the most underrated receivers in the league, and I think that if you're looking for a guy in fantasy who's going to, especially redraft, who's going to produce on the ADP,
yeah, kind of a later pick.
just lock it in.
Yeah,
lock it in.
yeah.
If he's your wide receiver 3, you're looking great.
Yeah, Bo Nix is going to be is going to have his go-to guy.
Yeah,
and we saw it last year with 1,000 yards as a rookie. So,
and the volume's clearly going to flow his way in. Only
yeah,
his
definitely.
way because
yeah.
the second the wide receiver 2 could be
Pat Bryant or
Marvin
Mims
Mims
or
Vele.
Devon Vele or
Franklin.
Troy Franklin. Yeah, any of those guys. I mean,
So many.
we really don't have a clue. I mean, so yeah, I agree with that. I love Cortland Sutton being there for you. At 22, I have Rashee Rice.
Oh, okay.
And it feels weird saying a guy that came off a big injury, but the guy's a touchdown machine. He's a target.
He's a good receiver.
He's a very good receiver. I mean, his rookie year, 79 targets, 938 yards, and 7 touchdowns. That's great. That's very good. Another guy that's a wide receiver 1. And I think last year we saw what his breakout was about to be.
Yeah.
And it got, unfortunately, cut short because of the injury. But I think he's going to be incredible this year.
Yeah, his ability to, like, hit the slant and, like, when they would spread the ball out wide and just put him in the slot.
He's explosive, man.
His slant was, like, Michael Thomas-esque.
Yeah,
his ability to, like, they ran it so many times in one game. Whatever that 3-game stretch was when he was balling out.
Yeah, he had 288 yards and 2 touchdowns last year in 3 games.
Yeah. I just remember watching it, and Chris Collinsworth goes, I don't know how you stop it.
Yeah.
Man, oh, man, like you can't stop it. And he would just take 15 yards, 20 yards.
And, you know, if he would have played a full season, he would be probably significantly higher for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he didn't. And that's why I have him at 22, sadly. But, I mean, watching him play, the dude can play all over the field. And he's going to be dominant, man. He's going to be dominant whenever he gets a full season. He gets back to being healthy. I have very high expectations for him this season.
I have my doubts on Rashee Rice coming off the injury, the controversy with like the game suspensions, but he is tied to the best quarterback in the league and the best offensive mind in the league.
Yeah, definitely.
That's gonna. I mean, you can't really be as long as Andy Reid can get him back in there after all the the fogginess. If he can come out on the other side, he can get back into practice and get back into the rhythm and stay straight. I mean, the sky's the limit for Rashee Rice.
I feel like this is where we start getting close to each other. But at 21, I have DK Metcalf.
Great timing, man. I have DK Metcalf at 21 myself.
Okay, yeah. I had a feeling it was going to be close.
And I think that we're dead on.
I knew at the last,
he's
like,
a
the bottom 5 or 6 was going to be about the same, but I thought this is going to be very, very close.
He's a midway range wide receiver too. You want to go ahead? Like I feel like I have a strong opinion with DK.
No. DK Metcalf is a mid-range wide receiver too. We can pull up the stats. He had one incredible year.
They've been declining.
If you would have asked me this 4 years ago, I'd have been like, "Oh, the dude's a top 10 receiver in the league." That's not the case right now.
No.
The dude goes out there and he's had good talent around him with Geno Smith, Russell Wilson.
He's had quality. Jerry Jeudy would foam at the mouth for the quality of quarterbacks he's had.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley would foam at the mouth.
Yeah,
and
Sutton's finally getting some of that.
We'll get to him again.
Yeah.
But
that's cool. You have Ridley higher than I do.
DK Metcalf though, dude, come on, man. Like the guy, yes, he's a freak physically, but he's also a fucking crybaby.
992 yards, 5 touchdowns. He is a crybaby, and when you see, I like the physical traits of DK. I think we all love the physical traits of DK. But it feels like
he feels like a receiver that you can't rely on.
He's a receiver that doesn't belong in this era.
He's a receiver you can't rely on. He's very fucking physical, sure.
He's a man beater.
But he is a man beater.
The league runs 30% man.
And you know what we need? We don't need man beaters right now. We need more zone. Like you said, it's 70%. It's 70% zone.
Yeah.
And 66 catches for 5 touchdowns, 992 last year.
Mhm.
He's been around 1,000 yards every year, but
He's been declining.
he's declining. But also, the guy's a nasty deep threat, and I think that's why I have him at 21. He's on the list, and he should be on the list.
He should be on the list. We got him at the same spot, man.
That's awesome.
Come on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think he's a guy who, if you could get, I like him in Pittsburgh. I think he's fine in Pittsburgh. I think he's going to have an okay year. I think that but I think that somebody has to step up to draw some attention away, because honestly, you can just put your number 1 DB on DK, and
he's going to get locked up.
And he's going to get, if you can frustrate him and get in his head, he's going to get you
But he is
4
physical.
catches for 40 yards.
He's super physical. He's incredibly fast.
Yeah.
And the guy, also, like I said, as a wide receiver, your job isn't just to run routes. It's to block, too. And this dude is an incredible blocker. He's got an incredible knowledge of the run game. Like, you see him in Seattle whenever, who was it running the ball? I think it was Kenneth Walker was running. And he's pretending to fucking catch an over-the-head ball. And the DB's running with him for no reason.
Yeah, I remember that,
Like, he has a very good IQ for a wide receiver. I just wish his route running ability was a little bit better. But still, at the end of the day, he averages 14.4 on his career. And that's incredible, dude. I mean, 6,000 yards in his career, 48 touchdowns.
That's better than JSN last year. That's better than Garrett Wilson. That's better than Terry McLaurin.
It is, but that's what he is. He's the deep ball guy.
Right,
He's
absolutely.
a deep ball.
He's a vertical guy.
He's a man beater, like you said.
For sure.
But yeah, 21 for DK feels deadly accurate.
For sure.
Who do you have at 20?
I got Marvin Harrison Jr. We talked about him earlier. We love the 10 pounds he's put on. I think he looks like an NFL receiver. I mean, we talked about it last year. We talked about how he was being overdrafted in the fantasy leagues, that honestly the ceiling was 1,000 yards and like 6-7 touchdowns. He hit 850-ish, somewhere around there, and 8 touchdowns. And I think that was fine. But for some reason, the TikTok mindset wants it now. They need 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns now, or it's a bust. No, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be fine. I felt like I was being a little like a little shitty to him at 20. But I think that's where he's at. I think when you go and watch the tape, there are signs of being a rookie, because he is a rookie. He's a good receiver. He's a prodigy. He comes from Marvin Harrison, obviously, and he's gonna be great. I mean, he's gonna be great.
He literally comes from Marvin Harrison.
I mean, we know the tree. We know the family tree he comes from. So
we know he literally came out of Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison came,
but the 10 pounds, he looks great. I think that I love to see receivers who come in as a rookie and put on some weight and can still, have that speed and be a little more physical, hold up with the durability that can handle the number 1 volume. I think he's going to be great. But right now, there's some guys ahead of him, and we'll talk about them, who are just a little bit more experienced, have proven themselves a little bit more, and who I'd be a little bit more comfortable with on my team than a rookie who is, shown some signs of incompetence, but ultimately we know he's going to be like a guy who can hit 10,000 plus yards receiving.
For sure. And looking at it now, maybe I should put Ladd McConkey over Marvin Harrison just because of his route running ability, because I feel like Harrison's route running or route tree is a little limited. But also I look at Harrison as a wide receiver 1, and that's why I had him at 23. I mean, that's why you have him at 20. At number 20, I have DJ Moore.
Okay.
We know what DJ Moore is. He's a wide receiver 1. Well, he's a wide receiver 2 disguised as a wide receiver 1. But I think he's just like a little bit better than DK Metcalf, in that sense. He's a veteran. He's a guy but I feel like he's a lot more dependable, though. You look at his stats, and he's open. He's open a lot. I mean, he's a consistent for the last 2 years, 100 receptions. He had 966 yards, 6 touchdowns. But that's with a rookie quarterback. We have to consider that.
These next 4 guys that I'm about to ramble off are very, very close to me, and I think we're going to be the same.
I think we're going to be very similar.
But
number 19 is different because you've already said him. But yeah, DJ.
I said 20. I didn't say 19.
Well, you already said my number 19.
Right.
But yeah, sorry, DJ Moore though. I mean, he is a consistent guy though, man. And I think people are looking at him like he's on the decline or something. The dude had 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns with Justin Fields.
That was a great year for him.
We can't not talk about that. And Caleb Williams, I think he's a rookie last year, so we should expect a little bit of a decline. But DJ Moore is going to be great this year, dude. Yeah. Especially when you have Ben Johnson coming in. We know what that offense was last year. We expect big things. That offense, the offensive scheme was terrible last year.
The O-line, man, was right there with the Patriots, man. People don't – I think, like, when people hear, like, okay, yeah, they had a bad O-line, and they just dismiss it and they continue to, like, shit all over the skill position player that the topic's about.
But
dude, the O-line was like one of the worst O-lines I've ever
but
seen.
if I'm
That was
talking
the
about
Patriots.
a wide receiver I want to throw the ball to, it's a dependable DJ Moore
Mhm.
who is going to go out there and find the spot in the zone.
Absolutely.
He's going to stay pretty healthy all year.
And he's got the dog in him.
And he does have that dog. And
He
he's
does.
fucking
He'll
physical,
go fight
man.
for the.
He's physical. He's a big guy, 6 foot tall, like what, 205 or something.
Yeah.
He's got the prototype size, but he's a legit wide receiver one. I think that has a very refined route tree.
Mhm.
He's just getting a little bit older. You know,
Yeah.
he's 28, and I think last year the stats make it look like he wasn't as good as he was, but the dude is a legit route runner, and we saw that with Justin Fields and what he did when he had somebody actually targeting him.
I couldn't agree more. I like it. I got Devontae Smith at 19. A guy I love. People know I love Devontae Smith. I mean, you know I love Devontae Smith, but he's a guy who gets the luxury of all the benefits that come with Philly. You know, so I think that it really hurts to have Devontae Smith here, a guy who I think will be higher next year, maybe. But I feel like the receivers in Philly, the potential has been capped just because of the scheme, and that's fine.
It has.
Yeah. So
Because
there's
of the system quarterback,
there's
Jalen
not
Hurts.
there's not a lot of yeah, exactly. You heard me before in our quarterback podcast. No, I love Jalen
Tune
Hurts.
in.
I mean,
Hurts so
but
good. Love
Hurts plays better when the scheme is what it was last year. Very, very balanced, a little more lean towards the offensive line, the aggression, Saquon Barkley, the run-heavy offense. And it just helps Jalen Hurts
play
balance
action.
out everything, and it just works well, like a well-oiled machine. I love Devontae Smith, yes, so I think that he would be a top 15, maybe even a top 10 guy.
If he was a wide receiver one,
If he was at like
Patrick
Patrick Mahomes or Herbert, or if he had that T. Higgins spot, you know.
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
But,
Or Lamar Jackson. Imagine Devontae Smith with Lamar Jackson.
I would love
Lamar Jackson wouldn't know what to do with himself.
that,
He'd throw
I
for
know.
5,000 yards for
yeah,
no reason.
I know.
Yeah.
But I got him at 19 just because, yeah, I love him just like everybody else. But I feel like I can't lock in what I haven't seen. I think there's some untapped potential there. But as a high-end wide receiver, too, I think 19's a great spot for him.
Yeah. At 19, I have Calvin Ridley.
Oh, man,
so
nice.
we-
I love Calvin Ridley. I love that he's
So-
higher on your list than mine. It's
So we
fun.
talk about DJ Moore
Uh-huh.
and how he had a rookie quarterback and put up almost 1,000 yards at 28. What about Calvin Ridley, who put up 1,000 yards with Will Levis at 30?
It's the most underrated stat
Yeah,
of, the,
so
of the season.
I'm not gonna act like
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley was robbed of the
Man.
fucking betting, whatever.
yeah.
Get that stupid shit out of here. Calvin Ridley
I know,
is
so stupid.
Calvin Ridley is a dominant receiver, and I wanted to put him higher on this list because of what he has done in the past. But that's not what this list is, sadly. But last year, dude, he was legit. He was legit.
He was so over. You go watch the lowlights of Will Levis. We were looking at that the other day,
It's
kind of getting
pathetic, dude.
some laughs in and the separation.
And that was his quarterback. Mason Rudolph and Will Levis was his
He
quarterback.
put up
last
1,000
year.
yards
And 1,000 yards.
against DB
and
number
that's
one.
why I have him over DJ Moore and DK Metcalf.
I don't mind the take.
Because he has way less talent and he's doing way more with it. And he wasn't like over hyper targeted for no
Yeah.
reason. I mean, we
Right.
can look at his stats. They're good. They're good numbers,
Right.
but also the guy just put up. Not only was it good stats, but he averaged 15.9 a carry. He wasn't hyper targeted. It wasn't like he was some PPR machine. He had 64 catches last year, 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. And we know why he's lacking on the touchdowns is because he's getting overthrown.
Yeah.
He's getting underthrown.
Because the offense with Will Levis isn't scoring a lot of touchdowns.
Exactly.
So naturally he's going to have less touchdowns. That's just the way it goes.
And
That's what he has for.
And I think that's what you see with Jerry Jeudy having as little as he did. That's kind of scary because that offense was scoring a lot with Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
But that's another topic. But Calvin Ridley,
Yeah. I feel like I should have moved Calvin Ridley up a little bit in my board. He's sitting here at as far as yards last year, sitting at 21 with 1,017. I have him at 24. That seems unfair for somebody who had Will Levis at quarterback.
yeah,
you know?
And that's why I have him at 19. I mean, he was
Yeah.
great.
I think
but
that's
he's a legit
accurate
wide
for you,
receiver
yeah.
one, and it was hard for me not to put him over Devontae Smith, who I have
Yeah.
at 18. Like we've talked about, Devontae Smith is great. We've seen. You said that you haven't seen it. I feel like I have seen it.
Dude, his
The
ability.
dude is small, but he is so physical for no reason.
I know. The streak out of the slot down the middle of
It's fucking
it's the
stupid,
dagger. It's the
dude.
Phillies dagger play. It has
And
been for
I
forever.
feel like Devontae Smith is another one of those guys who can play in every spot of the field.
He can.
He could be. He is a wide receiver.
He could be
one.
a slot receiver, or he could be the X. He could be the Y.
He
it
could
doesn't
be.
matter.
He
It
could
doesn't
be.
matter.
You saw it last year.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore moved him into the slot, and he was incredible.
Kellen Moore.
The year before, he was out on the outside. He's incredible. He's one of the most reliable. I think he's arguably one of the most reliable receivers.
Yeah, I'll
in the league. I mean, he's top 10 reliability as far as receivers.
Totally
go.
agree. And I love his ability to get, like I said, to get vertical out of the slot. There's not a lot of receivers that can do that. Think of all your slot receivers.
Lad McConkey's one of them that can.
Yeah, absolutely. We went back and looked at some of his tape the other night. I think last night.
JSN can get.
Yeah, out of the
JSN
slot. Absolutely.
Is like that, yeah.
There's some guys can just go deep out of the slot, and that's
Malik Neighbors.
dangerous. That's a dangerous game when you got other receivers like AJ Brown who were drawing safety attention.
But it's fun though because I mean, obviously I wore the jersey because it's the receiver episode. Shout out to my boys. But I feel like honestly, it feels like it would be so fun to do a podcast like this and not have a team.
Really?
If you just had like all the jerseys and you could just constantly rap, like it would be really fun, right?
I thought about getting jerseys for like fantasy.
I have too. I thought about that, like and hanging them up.
Like Jonathan Taylor and like Amon Ra has been
Dalvin
big.
Cook for me.
Shit, I mean, Jalen Hurts last year was a big role in my offense. Jameer Gibbs was like the driving force for me last year. But
Josh Allen, I'd have a Josh Allen jersey.
Yeah,
I'll fuck with it.
We'll never have that.
I get that.
Jets
But then I think about how it makes me sick to think about any other team winning. And I will never support those teams. As a matter of fact, if I could pay for them to lose money, I would do it.
But there is something special about like a guy winning you a championship, like playing a key role, and then having his jersey is kind of fun.
Yeah, it is. And that's I kind of like
I haven't done
people
it,
that aren't like obsessed with their own team. They can kind of look at football and fantasy football in a vacuum.
Yeah,
which I feel like I can dissociate the fandom.
I definitely can. You have to.
From the realistic.
You have to when you're
reality.
If you want to win fantasy championships against good people.
If you want to analyze football in general,
exactly,
you have to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had Devontae Smith at 18. I'd imagine. So who do you have at 18?
I have T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Is that your 17?
That's my 17.
Yeah. Let's talk about him. I mean, he's just been so physically dominant. We can look at the last 6 games. I mean, I've been on the roller coaster with you guys for the T. Higgins doubters who've dealt with the health issues. I know it's a problem, and if you want to put Devontae Smith over T. Higgins because of the health issues, totally understandable. Not gonna this morning, argue. We talked about it
last
on Friday
for about 10
here.
minutes last night, and
this
morning I looked at my list and I go, T. Higgins is a better wide receiver, dude.
It feels that way.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it feels that way.
I think I've seen it. I think it's just the size, though. That's what really gets me.
I think that's it. I think that the fact that Devontae Smith is 185.
Devontae Smith is 6 foot 185.
He's slim. The Slim
Reaper. T. Higgins is 6'4", 216. It's the size.
Thick possession receiver that can get vertical.
I think Devontae Smith is a better route runner.
He is.
He has better hands,
but
and he's just as physical. But it's the
he
size.
He tries to be just as physical, but it's like.
Have you seen his contested catch ability?
Yeah, he's incredible.
His hands, his focus.
He attacks the football.
Good.
It reminds me of Steve Smith.
But
the way he attacks the football,
which is not the Devontae
not
Smith.
The same because
it's not the Devontae Smith stop.
It's not the same because Steve Smith will run through people,
and also he was 5'10",
right? And Steve Smith will run through people after the catch. Like Devontae Smith's not a run after the catch guy, but he will high point the football and be physical when the ball's in the air. We've seen that. But T. Higgins, he's just you would think he could hold up better than Devontae Smith, but he just doesn't.
But Devontae Smith has his own injury issues too.
He does,
and that's because of his size more than likely.
Yeah.
But yeah, this isn't the T. Higgins and I are the same age. Okay.
26.
Yeah.
26, yeah.
Well, he will be.
Just on a 4-year contract. He's tied to Burrow for 4 years. So we'll see.
Yeah, and I think that the stats also should be better for T. Higgins because he's tied to Burrow. But when I look at the field, I see T. Higgins being an incredible guy. I thought he is the wide receiver too.
Yeah, if you could replace Devontae Smith with T. Higgins, would the production? I think it would be pretty.
This is the last
close.
wide receiver too I have on the list, and it's not for you because you have Lad McConkey higher,
right?
Which is next, right for you?
It's not.
Oh,
it's
man,
DJ Moore.
Good. Oh, awesome.
DJ Moore
Cheers,
at 17. Cheers.
He should be on here. He should be on here.
He's a guy who, we just talked about.
Oh, man.
Him.
So you have a guy on here that I don't? That's fucked up. That's going to be interesting.
I don't know who it is. But hopefully I'm not missing someone crazy because
what the fuck is happening right now?
Okay. DJ Moore. We call him a mid-range wide receiver too. We want to put him in that DK Metcalf slot.
This is your 17?
17.
Okay.
And
I'll let you go
DJ
ahead with
Moore
16 after this
might
one.
have been the hardest person for me to do on
Dude, I
this
told you
list.
this morning. I said, who is it, Calvin Ridley or DJ Moore?
Right. And that's understandable. I had Calvin Ridley 24, DJ Moore at 17, but I think that the hairs between 17 and
Closer.
25.
Yeah, exactly.
Freaking
This is
close.
a tight list. I texted you last night and I go,
But
this list is fucking
It's
impossible.
At first, when I did the first 12, I
You
was
were
like,
like,
oh,
this
this
is
is easy.
Wrong.
The back half's so much harder.
It's impossible.
And I bet from 25 to 40 is even harder.
Oh, man.
but-
we should. Just between us.
Just
you know?
between
not,
us,
Not a
yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
but like, just talk about it.
But DJ Moore, a guy who I've been down on DJ Moore since he's entered the league.
You have.
Because I just have never liked this quarterback, and I've never liked the talents there.
Can I
Go
tell a
back and
story about
watch.
DJ Moore?
Go back, Go back and watch the year he exploded with the 1,300 yards, and with
2 years ago.
2 years ago,
Justin Fields.
right? Chicago. Justin Fields. It was all DJ Moore.
It was.
Some of those passes were so bad, and he would just go up and just take it out of the sky, turn around and run for 40 yards.
And I don't think he's the same guy as he was then.
And he's probably not.
And that's why I had Calvin Ridley one over him. But 20 is fucking solid. I mean, shit. 17 solid.
if a mid-range wide receiver 2 is going out there mossing people with Justin Fields as a quarterback, respect.
Yeah.
You know, he's
I
a baller.
agree. I
He's a
agree with
baller,
that.
and I feel like I've kind of been neglecting him for forever, and I probably will
Yeah.
continue to.
I would love to tell a story about DJ Moore.
Please.
So, Mom and Dad and I went. This is whenever Dad still watched football. We went to the Panthers and Redskins game. Whenever DJ Moore was still on the Redskins or on the Panthers. Right?
The Adrian Peterson, 80 yards
It
or
was
whatever.
like 80-yard
That's
run.
cool
It
as
was
shit.
ridiculous. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got to see Adrian Peterson just fucking run amok. I'm out there.
He averaged
I'm out there in my
5 something a year.
Alshon Jeffrey jersey because I don't give a fuck about either team.
Right, of course. I wear my jersey.
And I'm out there talking shit to both sides. And we're in a neutral zone. Like we're in a spot where there's a lot of Panthers and a lot of Redskins fans.
Okay.
And it's not the Commanders because they didn't exist at the time. So I'm not gonna call them
the
that.
Redskins, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm in the neutral zone. I'm talking shit to everybody, dude, and it feels so good. But every time DJ Moore catches the ball, I go, "Oh, I got DJ Moore on my fantasy team. That's my fantasy wide receiver."
How well did he do that day?
He did good. He had like 7 catches for like
That's
like 80 and a touchdown
Yeah,
or something. It was
sure.
really nice. He had like 20, almost like 18, 20 points. It was really nice. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I remember every time he caught the ball, I said that. And like the people around me were laughing. They actually thought it was funny. And I'm like, man, these old dudes actually like the
this
layers
guy
of
doesn't
irony.
give a fuck. Kind of gives a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This guy who pretends he doesn't give a fuck. With
But
his
the
Eagles
whole time
jersey.
I was just pulling for whoever was losing.
You
and
just
like
pull for
and
your
the-
fantasy team.
And the second that the score would change, that the lead would change, I would just immediately start shitting on the opposite team.
yeah.
But after I actually got complimented on how fun of a fan I was to be around, and so
Oh,
that was actually a story about me, not DJ Moore, and how cool I am.
Can I tell you a story about DJ Moore and how cool I am? It's really just
No,
about
but
how
yeah,
cool
but no,
I
I
am.
love having DJ Moore because every time I think of DJ Moore, I think of the time that I
That's
was
funny.
slamming Goose Island in the Bank of America Stadium, talking about DJ Moore to people that didn't care.
At 16, I got, and I think you might have him here too. Is Tyreek Hill higher? Wow.
I got him at 15.
Okay. So let's just go ahead and get him out of the way. I think for all the reasons you said is why he is this high. The fact that he requires the safety.
I had him at 16 for a long time, and I swapped him with the guy because of what you're about to say.
The fact that you have to take a strong safety and make him be a free safety, or put 2 free safeties out there, or hell, put another DB out there.
Yeah.
And we've seen the videos. He's still
It
got the
still
speed.
doesn't matter.
You still have to respect the speed. He might not be able to catch the ball. We don't know. He might just fall off. But the fact that the first 8 seasons of the first 8 games of the season, everybody's going to be having 2 high safeties to cover 2.
Dude,
Against
he's the
Tyre-
reason
against
2
Tyreek
high
Hill.
safeties became so popular.
Exactly. That's what the running back
Well,
market.
it was him and Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs
sure,
at the
for
time with
sure.
the Bills.
But
like,
mostly
Tyreek
Hill.
Tyreek Hill with the fucking
Tyreek
Chiefs, dude.
Hill is a little bit to blame for the running back market.
Tyreek Hill is a fucking game changer in
Yes.
history.
He's a
He
cheat code.
changed history.
He did. He changed the way the game was played. Tyreek
And
Hill did.
God,
and Mahomes
dude.
did too, though.
You know what? Cheers to Tyreek
Mahomes,
Hill, man.
Andy Reid, and
As much
Tyreek
as-
Hill.
But the
You
thing,
got to give credit to Andy Reid because he found him, drafted him, and developed him, along with the quarterback who had the arm strength to get it there. So,
so the reason I have
all
him-
this comes from Andy Reid and his belief.
The reason I have Tyreek Hill 1 spot higher, obviously we talked about that ability and whatever. We saw the stats last year. I don't think Tyreek Hill has ever been that great of a route runner or a hands guy.
I agree.
So he's not losing anything. If we see he still has the speed, he's not losing anything.
Exactly. That's
He
why
didn't
he's
lose
here.
anything.
Yes.
He's not going to lose a step.
What's he gonna do? Drop the ball on
Dude.
a deep cross?
Look into
it's
my
not
eyes.
that
If
hard.
you're watching this podcast on YouTube, and if you're watching this podcast on YouTube, look into my eyes. If you're watching on Spotify, go on YouTube.
Listen to my eyes. You're on Spotify.
Draft Tyreek Hill and redraft.
Absolutely. I agree.
Draft him.
4th round? Where's he
He
going?
is going way too late.
It's crazy. The ceiling is so high, and I think the floor is so safe because everything we just mentioned. He's not Keenan Allen who needs to have these crazy, shifty,
Intricate
yes,
footwork and
it's deep crossers, it's deep posts, it's the 9 route, it's drags, it's
And you know what the head coach made a living on? Mike McDaniel. He made a living on explosive plays, and he left that last year, and now he's on a hot seat. He's going to go back to explosive plays.
Yeah, I think that Tyreek Hill is a steal.
I had Tyreek Hill at 15. Who did you have Garrett Wilson at 15? Because I have him at 16. Okay, so I have Garrett Wilson at 16. That's what you forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sad.
No, we're gonna plug him in. We're gonna
That's
plug him
sad.
in. I had him on, and I deleted him to add someone else, and I forgot to put him back on.
Okay.
So we're gonna put Chris Godwin off,
Okay.
and I'm gonna
good with
put. I know exactly where I'm gonna put Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
I have him plugged in right here.
Well,
And
I'll
we'll
let you
get
talk
to him.
about him.
We'll get to him. Go
Oh,
ahead.
you have him higher.
I'd put him higher. Yeah.
Okay, I have
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson at 16.
I'll put him higher. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's hard for me because I love Garrett Wilson. I think he's a fucking incredible wide receiver. We saw him about to break out last year, and then 31-year-old Devontae Smith came over and took his job, and that's a red flag to me. That's a big red flag to me.
But it was his boy. It was my boys. It was
Well,
like if
hold
I
on,
called you
hold on.
over.
If you have
Chris Harris was
oh
my number one
God.
receiver, but I called you and was like, "Hey man, you want to come through? You want to come do this again?"
and I'm like fucking,
and me and you
and
don't
I
do.
still got it
We
because Devontae Adams still has it.
Yeah, me and you don't win a Super Bowl at the at the thing, and I don't win MVP, and you're like the best receiver ever. And I'm like, we just won a
Okay.
Super Bowl, and I'm like, hey man, like
Okay.
Chris Harris is cool, but come over here and let's do this again.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, that's what
fair.
happened.
It is what happened. And that's why I have him at 16. 16 is a great spot. But I'm not even going to say anything negative about the guy. The guy's a fucking incredible route runner. He has incredible hands and focus like we've talked about. The dude is a legit wide receiver 1, and that's why he just got paid like one.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett Wilson has an amazing ability to beat the zone. He's got an amazing ability to beat the man, and he hasn't had a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, he had Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, well, he didn't even throw for 4,000 yards last year, which is kind of impressive that he almost did.
It's so funny this Garrett Wilson that I left off because I've been so critical on Garrett Wilson lately, and I have him
I
higher
knew you
than
left
you.
somebody off.
That's
I
so
knew you did.
funny.
When you said whenever
Yeah.
I did the math earlier. You saw that?
Yeah,
math
you
I
did. You was like, who do I? And I was looking. I'm like, nobody. I'm like, who could it be? And I'm like, okay.
I should have handed you my list so you could change it.
So I'm gonna go with my number 16 guy. I know.
Sure.
Yeah, Lad McConkey. Lad McConkey's at 16 for me.
Wait.
Because-
Where's Tyreek Hill then?
I had him at 16, but now I got
He's
Garrett.
17.
I got him.
Oh,
I
you got
plugged
Garrett over him.
Garrett over
I
him.
had Garrett behind Tyreek Hill because of the reason that Tyreek Hill is still Tyreek Hill.
I get
Tyreek
it.
Hill at
I don't hate
15
that.
still doesn't feel right, dude.
Yeah, I got
It
Tyreek Hill
feels
at
like he should
17.
be top 10.
Yeah, I got Tyreek Hill at 17 at this point. So Lad McConkey comes in at 16 for
And
me.
now we're on pace.
Right.
Now we're on pace.
Lad McConkey is at 16 for me, and I'll tell you what did it for me as far as putting him 5-6 spots ahead of where you had him.
Yeah.
Was
I had him
going-
at 24.
Was going back and just looking at how the volume started to ramp up on the back end and how Harbaugh had no choice but to lean on him as a wide receiver 1, even though he's a wide receiver 2, and he produced. He did as a rookie.
Maybe he is a wide
know
receiver
what?
1.
Maybe he is. And maybe it's just
I'm
out
okay
of the
with
slot.
that take. I love
you
that
know?
take.
Maybe it's just out of the
But
slot.
let me ask you this.
and
Let me ask you this. If
his
we-
route
if-
running's that good.
If we made this list in 2022, would you have given a fuck that Cooper Kupp was out of the slot?
No.
No, he would have been number 1.
Exactly.
Yep. So we can't use the slot
And
as
to me-
to discredit Lad McConkey like I did.
To
in
me,
this list.
Lad McConkey is Wes Welker.
Oh man,
Lad
Wes Welker.
McConkey,
99-yard touchdown against the
I'm
Dolphins,
not,
the
that
Patriots.
was beautiful. After
Oh, I
they just
remember.
took him
I
off,
remember.
Belichick just got him from the Dolphins. The
Do you
Dolphins
remember?
drafted him.
I remember.
Yeah, I
Do
do
you
too.
remember? Pepper's
man.
Farm
Remembers. Yeah, McConkey at 16. I just really appreciate the route running. Is so good for the 70% zone. He's such a zone beater, and Harbaugh knows it. And I love the football that Harbaugh and Greg Roman's playing right now with Herbert. being one of the best quarterbacks in the league. As soon as they get like a Justin Jefferson, if they ever can get a Justin, any of these top 10 receivers that we're about to talk about, if they can ever get one of those to match with Lad McConkey as a number 2, they're going to win the Super Bowl. As long as the defense isn't like the Cincinnati Bengals or something.
You know, you got to remember that they're in the AFC,
but you got
they could
for
win
sure.
They could.
But I'm
win
here
a
to
Super
tell
Bowl.
you, Harbaugh's
legit hard dog.
he's coming to win a championship.
Hard dog and
dude.
Giro, man.
And he's got the structure has already been built.
What number
Like,
was that for you?
That was
15?
That was 16.
16. All right,
Yeah.
what's your 15?
15 is Garrett Wilson.
Okay, awesome. We
Yes.
talked about Garrett Wilson.
Yes.
I'll let you say your piece.
Yeah, I've been very critical of Garrett Wilson through the years. There was a point last year early when they needed to lean on him, and then they didn't, and went and got Devontae Adams, and then the brotherhood. Remember the video of Aaron Rodgers? It's a picture of him. It's like the camera from the computer, and then he's like. He leans aside and it's Devontae like peeks his head around. It's like the big reveal. Like my boy's back. It's like
so corny.
It's so corny.
But you know how fun that had to be for them.
It had to be. So
It had to be
much
so
fun.
much
It had
fun,
to be
dude.
so much
It had to
fun.
be so much fun. I respect it. I'm happy for them.
Yeah,
That
Garrett
happened.
Wilson. Okay, first of all, one of the best
Also,
catches of the
fuck
year.
you, Kendall, for having Devontae Adams in that playoff game against
I
them.
know.
I had such a good start, dude. It just fucking sucked.
Garrett Wilson is a low end slash. If
He's a wide receiver 1,
if
dude.
he's a low end wide
Don't do
receiver
this.
1.
He's a wide receiver 1.
If you're gonna put him as the wide receiver 2, he's the best wide receiver 2 ever. Like not ever, but like better than T. Higgins, better than Devontae Smith. Garrett Wilson is a low end wide receiver 1.
He's a wide receiver
and
1.
the
It's
reason
not
why
close.
it's low end is because he's at the Jets. That's why it's low end.
But I don't give a fuck.
because they haven't been able.
He's
to
low end
provide
statistic wise, yes.
Yeah.
But as a receiver, the dude's fucking legit,
it.
man.
He's legit.
He's legit.
He's legit.
This is actually my favorite part of the list is 14-1 because
I think our 14's the same.
I think we're about to argue on some
Okay.
shit.
Okay.
But I have 14. I have Devontae Adams.
I have Devontae Adams. As
Dude, cheers. Let's go, man.
well. Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams being side by side just feels like the perfect puzzle.
It had to be. It had to be.
piece is
And
just-
you know why Devontae Adams was over him? Because he was the wide receiver 1.
Yeah, he was a better
And
receiver.
also, yeah.
I mean, but he had his guy. I'm gonna throw it.
I
to
don't
you.
care.
I'm gonna throw it to you more than
You know
Chris
where he
Harris,
didn't
you know
have
what I
his
mean?
guy was whenever he was with the Raiders the first half of the year with Jimmy
The
Garoppolo.
problem is, as far as Devontae Adams being over,
And Aiden O'Connell
yeah,
still had 1,000 yards.
I'm
think-
I'm a
I
little
think.
disappointed in
I'm gonna say
Devontae Adams'
111.
attitude during that time. I know it was his most tested time as far as his career.
I ain't
but,
never been hit this fucking much.
but like, dude, yeah,
If
it
you
was
haven't
just,
watched the
it was
receivers
so like entitled. I've been with Aaron Rodgers my whole career. I deserve better, kind of shit. But yeah, this is what Andre Johnson and like some of the greats have
He
dealt
only
with.
had 854 yards last
Yeah,
year.
Jimmy
Don't care.
Garoppolo couldn't get him the ball.
Don't
it was
care.
Bad.
Don't
and
care.
Josh Daniels was a train wreck, and it was just bad.
7 touchdowns, dude. I mean,
But
Devontae Adams. But like, if we're talking about stats, I don't give a fuck about stats. We've talked about this before already on this podcast. Is that this list is not a stats list?
it's not.
If this
not
was a
what it
stats list, go look up the stats list, and there's your
Yeah,
list.
yeah, exactly.
We're not making a fucking stats
Yeah,
list.
but so many yards.
I don't
Shut
care.
the
Go look at the
fuck up.
stats list if that's what you want
Yeah,
to see.
if you want to see the top 25 best receivers receiving yards, go look at the best
You're
receiving
going to see
yards.
tight ends on this list. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. Okay, Devontae Adams. He's 32 years old. The dude's fucking got it still right now.
Route running is still one of the best in the league. Right there.
And
with,
he having Matt Stafford.
I'm going to put his
That's
route
going to be
running
a
ability.
problem. Oh, top 5.
yeah. It's right there with.
I mean, let's go.
It's top 6.
Let's go. Okay, let's go top. Let's go
We'll
route
get
runners
there.
right now.
Yeah.
Let's just do route runners right now off the top of the head.
Okay,
I'm gonna say number 1, Justin Jefferson.
I agree.
Number 2, probably Jamar Chase.
Agree.
Number 3, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Agree.
Number 4, CeeDee Lamb.
Agree.
Number 5, Malik Neighbors.
Agree.
Number 6, Devontae Adams.
Totally agree.
God damn,
Yeah.
I'm fucking
Yeah.
good. Cheers,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
Nailed
solid.
it.
Can't argue with anything you just said because that's exactly how I would put it.
Number 7 might be Garrett Wilson.
I think the one thing that puts Garrett Wilson, or Devontae Adams over Garrett Wilson is the fact that entering the year, entering last year, Rodgers was trying to establish a firm grip on the chemistry between him and his number 1 receiver, which was Garrett
Okay.
Wilson. That struggled the first 5, 6, however long it struggled, and they had to make an adjustment and get another receiver.
Yeah,
And
they did.
and the guy who came in played better than him.
Exactly.
And that's why he's
exactly.
ahead.
And that's why I had Garrett Wilson
Exactly.
at 16 behind Tyreek Hill.
Number 13, who you got?
Should we say it at the same time? 3, 2, 1. Mike
JSN.
Evans.
Oh,
here we
nice.
go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Mike Evans was a hard one,
Okay, Mike Evans was a very hard one.
but I'm not too far off from you though.
I mean, like we talked about, it's so hard to gauge these veterans. Mike Evans is getting older. I couldn't put him any higher than this because I don't think he's going to hit 1,000 this year. I'm going to be a year early probably.
I'm
hate
going to be a year early
it.
too as far
I
as
hate it.
fantasy
I
and stuff
hate it.
goes.
I hate it.
I do too.
If I was going to put money on it,
at this point,
I'm not putting money on it. Can I put money on it to not put money on it?
yeah.
Can I just give you money to not have to put money on it? I don't want to
Exactly.
have an opinion on this.
Yeah.
No, Mike Evans is incredible.
I don't mind it. I'm not too far off.
Mike Evans is incredible, and the dude is fucking. He finds the spot that he needs to be at. He's such a good veteran. He's savvy. Incredible red zone target. He is the red zone wide receiver.
Yeah, what's so much
Still.
fun about watching Mike Evans
I said
is
he has
that
Baker Mayfield
you-
now with
yeah,
him. Oh my god.
Is that let's go pull up Mike Evans' white. We know what Tyreek Hill did to the defenses. They made Tyreek Hill.
Mike
made,
Evans is that guy too. You're
Tyreek
right.
Hill
yes.
made defenses so much smaller because you needed speed on the back end. So safeties became DBs and linebackers became strong safeties, so on and so forth.
I've had Mike Evans so many times.
And then
dude, so many
Philly
times.
kind of noticed this. Kellen Moore, mostly just Philly in general, started noticing this and started beefing up the O-line, going, okay, you're going to have these undersized second-level guys, third-level guys. We're going to get our beefy O-line, and we're going to get a power run game, and we're going to – it's like a new age power run game. And we're going to get to the next level, and your undersized linebackers and your undersized DBs that are playing strong safety and safety, they're going to have a really tough time stopping Saquon this power run game. And that's why you're starting to see the running back market kind of shift.
But what does this have to do with Bucky Irving?
But what this what this has to do with Mike Evans is the fact that, and his longevity, is the fact that you're seeing Mike Evans be able to bully DBs and safeties because they're so undersized because they need the speed. And you're seeing a 30-year-old man who's still able to just
31. Come on.
6'5", 231. Show
Which
me
is younger than you.
how much is Brock Bowers? What's Brock? What's just so crazy. Brock
Which is
Bowers.
younger than you, by the way.
Can we pull up Brock Bowers' size and height? Because it's
Yeah, he's,
probably
6 foot
245.
He's 6'5" to 430 something. He's really undersized.
I mean, we're talking Mike Evans. We're talking. I mean, that's what Bowers ain't gonna like dominate inline block like George
He's 6'5",
Kittle.
243. Okay, I thought he was 20
Okay,
pounds.
so like we're talking
The average is about 250 for tight ends. He's 6'3", though. That's so
Brock
small, right?
Bowers. I mean, Mike Evans is basically the same like prototype,
6'5".
except 2 inches for Mike, a little thinner.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? Like everything is undersized and focused on speed, and you're seeing Mike Evans' longevity prosper because he's
Incredible.
able to just outman and outmuscle people in his
Incredible.
30s.
Incredible.
And
Incredible.
I love Mike Evans.
That's why I got him at
yeah.
13, man. The dude is, once again, like, we talk about football IQ. Mike Evans clearly has that. And also, can we talk about a fucking guy staying with the same franchise? How often does that happen? It don't now.
Bucks fans, just go ahead and get a jersey.
It doesn't
I mean, I
happen.
know you already got the jersey, but like
I would get a Mike Evans jersey
Frame
just
it.
because.
frame it and put it like where your porch is. You have like the cover on the porch.
Dude, put it right
Put
there.
it right there between like the door and the
Dude, you know what you should
the
do is
window.
you know how people like hang flags? You
Yes.
just make a Mike Evans flag.
Yeah, if you're a Bucks fan, you should have. Yeah, I mean,
Dude, Mike Evans is incredible, dude.
the only
And
question is
I hope that-
he first ballot Hall of Fame? That's the only
Yes,
question because he's Hall of
yes, he
Famer. I
is.
mean, that's not
he's first
debatable.
ballot. He's first ballot.
Yeah, I feel like he should be. Like
Dude.
To me, he's a top.
Hey,
10
go
guy.
to his years and count.
That's insane.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years in a row, 1,000 yards,
I got JSN.
and still had 11 touchdowns last year.
He's dominating. People can't cover him.
105 touchdowns.
He'll have 8 touchdowns plus this year.
Yeah, and 1,000 yards again probably because we're
Probably.
wrong because we're just dumb.
He hit 1,004. The only thing
It's
about
the
Mike
extra
Evans
game.
is that the soft tissue injury is definitely there. The hamstring, the back of the leg is always there to like kind of pester him for a couple weeks, and that happened last year.
And losing
the year
Liam
before.
Cohen could be a problem.
That could be a problem. I don't think it is because the chemistry between him and Mike
Okay.
and the prototype just still fits.
Tell me how you feel about Jackson Smith and Jigba.
The hands, it's all hands.
It's so good. It's so good, dude.
All hands,
It's
like
so good.
just
He's
being
such a good
able,
football
like
player.
I mean, one of the best one of the best hands in the league. JSN is incredible. I mean, out of the slot, one of the best slot receivers in the league right now, one of the best route runners in the league right now.
He's been behind a lot of guys. He hasn't got the chance to be a wide receiver one either.
That's what the concern is, and why I don't have him quite as high as like these guys coming up is that, I think he's an elite route runner. I think he has elite hands. I think he's just an elite number one receiver.
I forgot who they were playing last year, but there was a catch where he caught it on the left side of the end zone on the pylon, and it looked like a Tyler Lockett prime catch.
I don't remember this.
Like, how in the fuck did he get his feet down, and how did he even see the ball to catch it?
Oh, wow. Because the DB must have been, like, in front of him, kind of.
Right,
Kinda
all
like,
over him. He just like, drapes
yeah.
over it, catches it on the pylon, stays in bounds, touchdown.
Do you remember the T. Higgins call, reach back?
Yes, we were in the studio watching that, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
We were like, I'm pretty sure Chris Harris was here.
Caught it and just.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. We were in the studio watching that. We watched that together here in the studio.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I agree with you about JSN, man. Incredible hands, incredible route runner. Yeah. But he's one of those guys that can play anywhere.
And he's a guy who I think, if he was with Andy Reid or in just a better, more structured situation, he would be higher on this list.
I'm gonna be honest though, I don't give a fuck about that. I do have him higher on this list,
fair.
but not far. Not far.
And I think the reason why I do give a little bit about that is the fact that we just haven't, like, I believe in the ceiling that hasn't come, but I haven't seen it. And
so
with these guys coming up, I feel like we've just seen a little bit more.
But also,
not to say he can't be that.
In your defense, I had unfortunately Ken Bone Walker last year, so I watched a lot of Seahawks games.
That's true.
I had him
a lot
too,
of JSN, so I watched half of what you saw.
Jesus Christ,
he's
why
so
is this fucking guy?
Yeah, that's why he's on my
fucking
list.
Guy catching every pass.
13's a good spot.
100 receptions, 1,100 yards, 6
Yeah.
touchdowns. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I don't hate JSN being. I have a problem with JSN being after 13. I have no problem with JSN being between like 13 and 9. Yeah, that's no problem with me at all.
Who's your 12?
I got Terry McLaurin.
I have Terry McLaurin.
13 touchdowns. Baller. Pay him.
1,100
Why are you
yards.
not paying this dude? This dude's been so faithful for
With
you.
a rookie quarterback, I might add.
Yeah, this dude's been so faithful
I
to the
love how on the money we are on this list.
Yeah, I know.
We're on the fucking money.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Yeah,
dude. Cheers
for
to
the
us being better
good.
than you.
Yeah. Yeah, we know it. Terry McLaurin, 13 touchdowns.
Choke.
I mean, number 2, second, because Chase had 17.
Chase did have 17. I think
Amon
Jefferson had like
Ra
fucking
was
14 or
third, I think, with 10, 11-ish. But, Terry McLaurin is a guy who, at first glance, you're like, oh, I'll put him at like 20 or something. And then you start going, and you're like, wait, no, this guy's
Justin
been.
Jefferson had. Okay.
Amon Ra was third, I think. Justin
Terry
Jefferson
McLaurin was second, yeah. And Amon Ra third. Mike Evans.
Told you.
Mark Andrews was fucking tied for 4th.
Dude had like crazy
And then T.
touchdown rate.
Higgins, Justin Jefferson, Brian Thomas Jr., Nick Westbrook Akine.
8, 9.
9. All right. We
It's
can move
getting
on.
crazy.
We can move on from
Yeah.
there. And then Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, we gotta move on.
Okay.
Terry McLaurin at 12 is fine for you at 12 too, because
It's just right.
it's
We're
been
just right.
dominant. They gotta pay him because if they don't, they're in trouble. They're not gonna win the division. You can go ahead and lock that in if they don't have McLaurin.
What if the Bills
You're
had him?
stunting the development of your rookie quarterback who needs McLaurin.
Also, can we talk about the
He's
fact
been
that
so faithful? Pay him.
and also been so dominant with no quarterback?
Nobody.
Who's it been? Who was it in 2019?
Heineke was there.
It was 2020.
Okay. Who was before Heineke then?
Maybe Kirk Cousins. Maybe Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
before he
yeah.
went to the Vikings. Nah,
They're mod at
Kirk
Kirk
Cousins. Kirk
Cousins.
Cousins was last year in the Commanders. At the
Yeah.
Redskins was 2018.
Okay. Who was 19? It might have been Heineke 19 or no. I don't know. I can't remember who was 19. But
yeah, fucking Marcus Mariota was out there at one point, wasn't he?
yeah, but he never really started. He might have played a game or so, but he was a backup. God, Marcus Mariota. But Terry McLaurin just
How come whenever I pull up the Commanders quarterback history, there's stuff past 2017. Alex Smith. Okay, Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Dwayne Haskins, Case Keenum, Colt McCoy, and then Alex Smith in 2020. I forgot about that. And then Heineke in 21, and Fitzpatrick. Heineke and Carson Wentz was out there. Sam Howell.
Somehow. Threw they just threw
4,000 yards. He threw 4,000 yards.
How many
by the way,
attempts?
didn't he? Oh, let's pull this up. It had to be 700.
They had this
It had to be
rookie.
700.
This is what I don't understand about Sam Howell because he got the most unfair shade. He went out there and was asked.
Oh, it wasn't, dude. It was 3,946. 21 touchdowns, 21 picks.
How many attempts?
I don't know. I gotta pull this up, but he had 63% completion. Oh wow, that's insane.
It's not
dude.
that bad, man.
Solid, yeah.
As a rookie, as a 5th round pick, come in and go.
He wasn't a rookie that year. It was his second year.
Was it?
He just didn't start as
A rookie as far as playing
Might as
experience
well.
for
Yeah,
sure.
he played
but-
like 3 games or something.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
3 games.
I
with
thought it was
Seattle.
a true rookie.
He
Yeah.
played 3 games with Seattle because he got drafted by them. Remember?
Okay.
612 attempts. I said 700 as a joke.
They threw all the volume at this dude and then just dumped him. And I'm like, you're so shitty.
Yeah, he averaged 6.4 yards per.
I mean, the team was horrible, and he was like a guy who was trying to develop.
Dude,
and
I'm just gonna be honest.
they
with
just
you,
told
though.
him to check it down.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Can I tell a story about Sam Howell?
Yeah.
I got married on the day that the Eagles played the Commanders, and Sam Howell. I don't know if they won that game or not.
He was
but
better than people remember.
Dude, I think we lost that game. I think the Eagles lost that game.
I started C.J. Stroud against the Panthers that day, and he
Oh,
gave me
wow.
10 points.
I love how we
and a
remember.
loss.
I love how we remember my wedding based on football.
Yeah,
stats.
I had C.J. Stroud against the Panthers. Thought it was great his rookie season. I mean, we all remember C.J. Stroud's rookie season.
Okay.
I started
okay,
him.
Okay.
You know what? It was the wrong time to start him when he was his best.
Terry McLaurin is so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
We can all agree on that. 13 touchdowns is just—it's not an outlier because the guy's been cooking since he was a rookie. His worst season was as a rookie, and it was still almost 1,000 yards. It was
He
like
been-
970.
He's been cooking since cooking been cooking.
Enough
Something like
said.
that. Exactly.
11. Who do you have?
I got Mike Evans.
All right, I have JSN.
We just talked about those guys. I mean, I think for me, I had Mike Evans in my top 10. I want to take a little break and kind of like, we'll come back and go over our top 10. But Mike Evans over JSN, yeah, you believe in the youth, the hands, everything you saw. I totally agree.
I believe in him as a player too. As a wide receiver one. I
Yeah,
think he is a wide receiver
I think he
one.
is a two. I think he is too, and he can play. I think he's kind of like he can play on the outside and better in the slot. He can play on the outside if you need him to,
Both, yeah.
but can play better in the slot. Kind of like
That's what
Cooper
tells
Kupp.
me that's what tells me you're a wide receiver one that you can play anywhere on the field.
Yes, absolutely. And I think Devontae Smith can be that, but we just haven't seen it. JSN
Well, we have seen it.
him be a wide receiver one.
Him be played all over the field.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Out of the slot is, I think he can kind of like
He was better out of the slot last
he
year.
he can really trick defenses better out of the slot
His
because
route running is
because
so
he is
good.
one of the most.
But I think JSN's just a better route
and
runner.
and everything I'm saying about Devontae Smith, just go ahead and add more to that to
Yes.
JSN because JSN can. There's very, very, very few receivers who can play all over the field, but can get vertical out of the slot. And
Right.
JSN and
Yeah. Also, still behind Metcalf too last year. So we'll see.
Metcalf
this year,
can't play
which
out of
Cooper
the
Cup
slot,
is there.
But yeah.
Cooper Cup is there, but also I just meant
No,
as a
no,
wide
no,
receiver,
I
you
know.
know,
I
just
didn't
taking
mean
away
it
targets.
as a slight.
Still had
view.
100 catches last year with Metcalf
Yeah.
missing games, and we saw what happened.
Right.
You said you want to take a break before we get.
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
top 10?
We'll be back with our top 10.
We are back.
We are so back.
All right, so where do we leave off? We left off at 10.
I think at 10, yeah.
My number 10 is Drake London.
That's what I got at 10 too.
We talk about guys that can run good routes, and we kind of been waiting on it. We've been waiting on the breakout for Drake London.
Yeah.
Everybody's, if you had a good quarterback, blah, 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 blah. Finally, you get Kirk Cousins there, which obviously is a fucking mistake. We saw what happened and why they drafted. The Michael Penix pick is paying off.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame because Kirk Cousins, I feel like it's just
He's just old.
it's the Achilles. He's a victim of the
Yes, he's
Achilles
old,
injury.
injured.
And I think in
yes.
today's game, like if you're already a statue in the pocket and your Achilles goes out, it's almost like a death sentence for you. I think that but we'll see what Aaron Rodgers has and Kirk. That's the only other option.
we saw what he had last year. It was
Right.
3,800 yards, which wasn't bad.
So
Wasn't bad at all.
The
honestly.
Achilles
I think
is
it would be a shame to say it is bad.
right. The Achilles for running backs is usually the second year if you do see production, which you usually
Okay.
don't see.
Yeah.
So maybe at the quarterback position, you might see a little bit more of their former self in the second year. But
Yeah, for sure.
we'll see. But yeah, I got Drake London at 10 too, man. A guy who's just been producing since he's
1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns last year.
yeah.
Sorry, 1,270, but averages 12.6 per catch, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But 9 touchdowns last year is kind of impressive with a rookie quarterback, and with a beat up Kirk Cousins who was playing like shit last year.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins had some oddly good games where he threw for. I think he had one game where he threw for like 500 yards.
Yeah, it was against Tampa Bay. He had 2 touchdowns to Darnell Mooney that week. It
Yeah,
was week
yeah.
4, I believe,
Uh-huh.
last year. But yeah. And Drake London's one of those guys I feel like that's just like He's healthy and he's consistent, man. You know, we said that, but he had. Who was it? Desmond Ritter throwing to him for 2 years?
Yeah.
And then finally he gets somebody.
He's just a college quarterback.
Finally he gets somebody, and he goes from 117 and 110 targets to 158. And they're better targets.
And 1,200 yards last year is solid. I think that's why we're all kind of like roping him back.
And 9 touchdowns. He's on a better offense.
Yeah.
God damn, he fumbled 3 times in 2022.
He's an aggressive player. It kind of makes a little
but
bit of sense.
I respect it. He's a big guy. He's physical, but he's a clear number 1. That's why he's in our top 10 right now.
For sure.
Sit at 10. But I think we can move on. We've the fantasy community for sure has always been very big on Drake London.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing it because he does have the quarterback, which was the expectation, and I expect him to have a very good year this year with a rapport with Michael Penix. Hopefully he's the guy. He seems like he hyper targets him, which is great for fantasy football. But
what's the expectation for Drake and Penix this year for you?
I think 1,100 yards, 7-8 touchdowns. I think that's very good numbers.
You think that the that seems like that would be a regression.
It would be a regression,
a slight regression, but a regression.
I think that's like the floor to me. I think it should be good. I think 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns is the floor to me.
Yeah,
you know, and
I think that's fair.
And I think the ceiling could be. I mean, he could be a wide receiver 1. He could be the wide receiver 1.
The touchdown floor could be worse.
The touchdown ceiling could be better. Though.
It could be better.
The dude's an animal. When you saw that one game, he played 3 games with Michael Penix, and one of them was like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
181 against the Panthers and
200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
3 maybe. Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, it was impressive.
And that was one of the 3 or 4 games that he had with Penix. Who do you got number 9? I have Brian Thomas Jr.
I do too.
Awesome. It's almost like we're related.
I know.
So Brian Thomas Jr. We know what the guy is. The dude's dominant. I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, I think Brian Thomas Jr. coming in from LSU last year, we saw how great he could be. You talk about these top 10 guys, and you try to poke holes into try to find some sort of way it goes wrong. And Brian Thomas Jr., I think there is, and I could be the only one in the fantasy community saying this or football community saying this, and I don't necessarily believe this. I have him at number 9 for a reason. I think he's great. Like in dynasty startups and fantasy football, I'm taking him where he's going because I believe. But when you're looking at these top 10 guys, Brian Thomas Jr. is the new hotness outside of Puka Nacua. But Puka Nacua has more
Malik Neighbors. New hotness.
Okay, that's fair. That's
same
fair.
year, same
yeah,
college.
Yeah. So you got those 3 guys who
were
were like kind of the new hotness, but
yeah, Puka's Drake London sort of, but Puka really,
But for me, there's a separation there between Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Neighbors as far as talent. I can't. If someone was big on Brian Thomas Jr., I'm not. I don't have enough to bring to the table to convince someone otherwise who's set on Brian Thomas Jr. If you're really set on Brian Thomas Jr., I'm not going to disagree with you because I agree with everything you're going to say. But I think there's a talent gap between Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. And I think ultimately what I'm trying to get at, I'm getting long-winded here, is that if it goes bad for Jacksonville, and it did go bad for Jacksonville, I understand that Mac Jones came in and really, honestly, put up better numbers than Trevor Lawrence did.
With Doug Peterson.
But say it goes bad and he does, regress slightly because people are going to be more focused on Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, he's one of the top 10. We have him in our top 10. I think there could be this slight, small path of regression that could, we've seen Allen Robinson. After 1,400 yards and however many touchdowns. We've seen receivers come in here and put up a spike year and then turn around, get all the focus, and have a slight setback. And you know what lines up with those players is they're going too high in fantasy drafts in the top 1. You're looking at the top 10 fantasy drafts as far as receivers. The top, how many guys are just baked in, solid, what you're getting. Brian Thomas Jr., if you look back at the end of the next year and you're like, dang, I kind of missed. There's going to be people in this top 10 that's not going to hit next year. And Brian Thomas Jr., out of, A.J. Brown, Malik Neighbors, Amon-Ra, CD, Justin Jefferson, Nico Collins, who has the most chaos around him?
It's Puka Nacua.
Puka has structure, though. Now the path is bad if Stafford gets hurt.
Right.
We all know that. And maybe that path is more likely than what I'm saying. That could be true.
And I think why I say that is because of draft capital.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Fifth round.
Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra could see a fall off this year.
But
we know he's in the top 10.
He could, but I think he's just safe.
I think he's an incredible route runner.
Yeah, he's already proven.
But also, you look at Brian
But-
Thomas Jr. in a system that wasn't very good, and he put up 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns as a rookie.
Yeah, incredible.
The draft capital,
Incredible.
which, I mean, he was still in the first round. I mean, he
Yeah.
was picked 23 from Jacksonville. We can't act like this guy isn't some stud from a stud wide
Hey,
receiver college. I mean,
Totally agree.
I-
Everything you're going to say, I'm not here to dispute against it. I'm just saying that when you look back on the percentage and probability theory,
I don't think Brian Thomas Jr. fits in that.
I think
In
that
my
when you look
opinion.
at these top 10 guys,
I think I'll
there's
name 3 that could happen to before him.
the path
4.
of destruction is
3.
is not probable, but through the guys that are up here, like we know all the volumes coming from a proven quarterback in Dak Prescott. Like, yeah, I'm not saying he's like some elite guy, whatever, but we know the volumes coming through Dak Prescott
We
to
do.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, we know what
And
Justin
we know what
Jefferson
CeeDee
Jamar
Lamb
Chase,
is. We
CeeDee
know what these
Lamb.
guys are. I'm just trying to say that. I mean, he'll be on my team when it happens, but there could be a path there if you're looking at the end of the year. You're looking at those guys who are kind of like trying to find the guys in the first 20 picks that have some playing fantasy football for 20 years.
Drake London feels like one of those too.
This guy comes up.
I think he's 4th on that list to me.
Okay.
Of guys to come up, but also out of the top 10. I mean,
and I like
obviously-
Brian Thomas Jr. I'm
For
big.
sure,
I'm
for sure.
big. I'm
But-
actually big on Brian Thomas Jr.
Well, a person once said that we need to get rid of the guy with the hat because he's an idiot. And
I lost the hat.
and
I'm
you're
not
not
the guy with the
so we're
hat.
good.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
back.
we lost
We are
him.
so back.
we are so back.
No, I think you're not speaking on what you believe. You're speaking on a possibility.
Right.
You believe the possibility is there. You don't, like you said. You already said it's a low percent chance, but that's just us.
And
That's poor mouthing
think-
Brian Thomas Jr.
For sure.
unfortunately, and which we're not trying to do. I
Right.
mean,
You got to split hairs with these guys, and I'm here to tell you, every year when it comes to like fantasy football, there's new like hot players that come up who had these like 1 year showouts. Like say Terrell Pryor, Brian Thomas Jr. is a way more polished. Don't like hear what I'm not saying.
well, and
Terrell
you
Pryor.
mentioned Allen Robinson. I mean, that's the guy who went to Penn State. That's not LSU. We got to acknowledge
but
that.
we're talking about a guy who put up a better year than Brian Thomas Jr. has put up. I know it's 1 year, but Allen Robinson's
with
year,
who was it? Blake Bortles,
right? Trevor Lawrence better than that.
Mac Jones.
So you come out
it's
and
the
you-
same shit.
So you come
Doug
out
Peterson.
and
It's bad.
and you put up 1,400 yards and however many touchdowns that Allen AR-15 had that year, then dynasty startups, dude, people were foaming at the mouth for Allen Robinson.
Who the fuck is Gus Bradley? That was the head coach
Head
for the
coach.
Jags in 2015.
Yeah, he got fired. But I love Brian Thomas Jr. He does everything well. His like ability to get deep and past the DBs on post routes and crossers are unbelievable. I mean, he's just a vertical threat that's going to get behind the defense
And
catch
incredibly
the ball.
physical, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's the perfect size. Well, I
Mhm.
mean, he's bigger than the perfect size. He's 6'2", 210.
It's nice.
I mean, Justin
That's a good
Jefferson's
size.
6 foot and
Yeah.
200. Jamar Chase 6 foot 200.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the greatest.
Just
I mean, Mike Evans is a fucking ridiculous
he's like a-
outlier, but
like
yeah,
Brock
we know
Bowers.
Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, first round pick out of LSU. We know what the fucking guy is, and
Yeah.
he's an incredible route runner on a team that needs him more than ever.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think he's going to be fine, man. I would not put him at the top of that list. I think I would have Drake London pretty high up there.
I'm okay with
Amon-Ra and
Drake London
Puka. Puka is the one I think you should be saying this about, and I think you probably will say this about when we get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But at number 8, who do you got?
Nico Collins at number 8. I just feel like Nico Collins is one of those guys who I don't think Brian Thomas Jr. I guess anybody in this top 10 list could be the wide receiver 1 this year. But Nico Collins, there were signs where there were moments last year where he got vertical and he had these big plays.
Well,
where
I mean,
just,
like the first one back from his injury where
it's
he
like
gets the handoff. It was the end around. And he takes it for 80 yards for a
Yep.
touchdown, 75
the
yards for a touchdown.
explosibility matched with C.J. Stroud. We know it's going to be dynamite. We know it's
And
going to be
D'Amico
great.
Ryans, respect to him because
Yeah.
he's a defensive guy that's been very good.
Yeah,
for offense.
and change the culture around there. I mean, the expectations 2 years ago before they drafted Stroud was, remember they traded up and had the two of the top 3 picks, taking Stroud
And Will
and
Anderson
Will
Jr.
Anderson. Yeah, we were like, okay. I mean, what, they're gonna win 5 games?
Wrong. Playoffs.
Playoffs again.
Beat the Browns.
Yeah, playoffs ever since. So
Yeah, and they made it the worst season that CJ Stroud has been past the divisional round of the playoffs. I mean,
yeah, and the O line was
lost to the Ravens and the Chiefs.
horrible for Houston last year. They lose Laramie Tunsil, which feels bad. That feels bad.
It was really bad.
So we'll see what happens. The running back position for Houston, it seems like Houston's kind of already frail right now before we enter the season, which is never a good sign.
But also I think they added like some big pieces. They got rid of Stephon Diggs, who got hurt, which you kind of expected that, and I believe that Stephon Diggs would be great this year.
Yeah,
he was actually one of my honorable mentions. That we'll get to. We'll get to my other two, but we've already talked about two of them on this list before. But Jesus Christ. But then they add Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel.
Yeah.
And Christian Kirk, who is a very serviceable slot guy. And I think Jaden Higgins is going to play a big role.
They got a lot more help in the receiving game this year, I think.
But, yeah, I agree with Nico Collins being an A. I got him a little bit higher. I have Malik Neighbors here at the spot. I'm sure that I probably will get flack for having him at 8, which is stupid because 8 is incredible. He's going to his second year. What did he have last year? How many yards did he have last year? Like 1,400? No, he had like 1,100.
Yeah.
He had less than Brian Thomas Jr., who we have already talked about. But Malik Neighbors had fucking Daniel Jones at quarterback.
1,200 yards.
He's going to have Russell Wilson. Or Jameis Winston. Jesus fucking Christ. If he has Jameis Winston,
the safety and redraft for Malik Neighbors is amazing.
Yeah, he's an incredible route runner. He's going to get an insane amount of targets. He's going to get behind the line of scrimmage work. He's getting everything that a wide receiver 1 should get, which is everybody on this list is getting that kind of work, and they should.
I think Malik Neighbors in redraft should be going pretty damn high because I think that the safety – and it's such a safe pick as far as like the quarterback, the list, the depth chart goes. You got an experienced vet who's already showing how many moon balls and touchdowns have you seen from Russell
last year
Wilson
with George Pickens was
to Malik Neighbors already in OTAs. I think it's already off to a good start. And then if he gets hurt or is inconsistent, they're going to lose a lot of games. We project them to. I think it's a 5.5 under over. Going to lose a lot of games. So Russell Wilson is going to start every game. Maybe Winston comes in even better for Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
And then say it just is like dumpster fire, horrible.
Probably.
And Brian Dable has to like save his job and throw Jackson Dart. We got a young guy who can he has a decent deep. I'm not the biggest.
What do young guys do though? What do young guys do? They get brainwashed by their number 1 receiver and throw the ball to him way too much.
Exactly.
Which is great for Malik Neighbors also.
So I think that no matter how it shakes up for Malik Neighbors this year, as long as he stays healthy, he's going to put up 1,200 yards plus.
But also, like I said, this is not a stats list.
If
you want a stats list, go on fucking Google and look up who had the best receiving yards. Because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what his volume is. I don't care how shitty his quarterback is. The reason he's number 8 on my list is because he's a damn good route runner.
Yes.
He's a damn good vertical threat. He's got good hands. He's physical. He can block. He can do all the things the best wide receivers in the world can do. And that's why he's number 8 on the list.
Yep.
Who's your number 8?
I had Nico Collins, but at 7 I have Puka Nacua.
Okay.
And Puka is one of these guys who can be the wide receiver 1. We know Matthew Stafford is going to – him and Matthew Stafford got a great connection.
They do. And Sean McVay.
And Sean McVay's scheme is amazing. But I think that Puka, we have those worries about the injuries with Stafford or even Puka. I mean, he's been hurt every year since he's been maybe not the first year. His rookie year, I think he might have came out uninjured, but – really love the hollow concepts of Devontae Adams and Sean McVay. They replaced Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, kind of a lateral movement there. We think that Devontae Adams can bring more to the table. It looks like it to me. Devontae Adams has been a elite wide receiver. I think he's playing at a high-end wide receiver 2, low-end wide receiver 1 level right now.
Yeah.
I think that he's on that Devontae Smith, T. Higgins level. Like if you throw Devontae Adams on the Bengals, I think he produces pretty damn well.
Right.
His route running ability is still like the best in the league. But Puka Nacua is really going to be able to – it's going to give him a lot of space, and Stafford's going to be able to get it there. And Puka's going to have – what did Puka do last year? Let's go look at it.
He was hurt. He probably had 1,100 yards.
Yeah.
Probably had like 100 rushing yards too.
And that's – they get almost 27th with 990 and 3 touchdowns. He got injured. But we've seen what he can be. His toe-tapping sideline ability, his possession ability is just top tier. That's what puts him at the top of this list, man.
Yeah,
you go look –
and just the incredible target.
Yeah. For one, credit to Stafford to be able to get the ball in these tight windows on the outside. Like when you're able to work the boundaries as a quarterback, you have to have one of the strongest arms.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to get it over
and beat that DB
and beat the DB to the spot,
so he doesn't jump underneath it and take it to the house for a touchdown.
Exactly. So Stafford can get it there, And Puka is like a magician on the sideline
Yeah,
with
it
his
sucks
footwork.
that Puka's injury prone, but I mean, we saw what he was his rookie year, 1,500 yards and 6 touchdowns. Last year, he missed 6 games with a hamstring injury at the beginning of the season, but still almost 1,000 yards and 3 touchdowns.
What's the
Puka's incredible.
Yeah. What's the projection for Puka going forward for
1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns. I feel like if he plays a full season, easily 1,100 yards, 8 to 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's incredible.
Who you got at 7?
At 7, I have A.J. Brown.
Okay. I got him at 6, so we can just go ahead and wrap them together here.
Yeah, for sure. So A.J. Brown, he's getting older. And as an Eagles fan, I'm looking forward, honestly, to us trading him or moving on from him.
You know the time's coming.
Yeah, I do. But he's kind of a diva, and we saw it 2 years ago.
When times got rough.
When times got rough, which
Lost
I blame
7 out of the 8 or something.
I blame on the OC, but also I blame on Nick Sirianni. I don't think Nick Sirianni is a good coach, and I think that the rapport. And I think he's a people coach, but A.J. Brown is one of those people you have to really fucking kiss their ass.
Yeah,
and we don't need that on the team,
right?
And so, as a receiver, that I think 2 years ago he was the top 3 receiver in the league. I think I would have him where, CeeDee Lamb is now.
Okay.
But now he's starting to get older, and you're starting to slowly see the diminish. He's physical as fuck. That's why he's number 7. He's physical. He's got breakaway speed still. He can beat the fucking coverage, man and zone. He's incredible behind the line of scrimmage, all the things. He's a crazy good blocker.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's at 7 for me.
Mm-hmm.
But he's at 7 for me because I feel the deterioration coming. And this is not only a recap of last year, but it's also a prediction for next year. That's what this list is. So, I got A.J. Brown at 7 for all those reasons. Who do you got at 7?
Yeah. He I had Puka at 7, but A.J. Brown, you look at the PFF metrics and he's the number 1. I mean, his ability to get deep is better than anybody in the league.
Yeah,
the metrics say.
Yeah,
and I still think he's playing at a high level. I still think that the volume and the scheme for Philly just doesn't call for the volume that they can get. So I've always said that I feel like Devontae Smith, you're seeing the floor of Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, and I don't think that's a knock to Philly. I mean, they just won the Super Bowl. What they're doing is working.
No, it's not. I mean, Philly has 2 of the top 20 wide receivers in the league this year.
Yeah,
with Saquon Barkley.
They're efficient. They don't get a whole lot of volume, and I think that if they did get the volume, like some crazy passer who could throw it 40 times a game, you would see 2 number 1s. I think that.
You would. And you do right now, honestly.
You see it right now through efficiency. And I think that A.J. Brown is still one of the best deep ball red zone, just go
physical
up and get
beasts.
the ball. I think if you paired him with somebody who had just a beautiful deep ball, I mean, even someone like
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson came to mind, I mean, Drake
Stafford.
You're going to see Stafford. I mean, any of these guys, Herbert and
I mean, Jalen Hurts, let's be honest.
Yeah,
he has an incredible deep ball.
Has a great deep ball, but Jalen Hurts has his limitations in the passing game.
He does. He does.
I love Jalen Hurts, and I believe in Jalen Hurts, and it's not taking away anything. What he lacks in his passing ability, as far as, vertical passing game, volume through the passing game, like if you just put him in the empty gun and have him orchestrate an offense for an entire game, I think you're not going to have a lot of success. But if you can throw in these games where you can utilize his run game through these RPOs and these Kellen Moore schemes that just create space, and you have Saquon, this great offensive line, these great receivers, he thrives on top of being just a hard worker who's going to absorb the information very, very well and process it very well.
Well, you bring up Kellen Moore. 2 years before we had Kellen Moore, A.J. Brown had 1,500 yards, 1,496. The year after that, no Kellen Moore, 1,456.
Yeah, I think
Kellen Moore and Saquon Barkley come only 1,100 yards.
Right. And I think that what he did is balance the offense out and made things just efficient for every player who touched the ball.
But we've seen a clear decline, in my opinion. 1,496 and 11 touchdowns.
There's some
1,456 and 7, 1,079 and 7 touchdowns. Obviously, that's because of Saquon Barkley coming. Don't hear what I'm not saying.
Yeah.
We know what that offense was last year. It could do whatever the fuck it wanted. And also, these guys weren't playing the fourth quarter some of the time. So, I mean, you saw what the point differential was. It was 200-something points for the Eagles last year, which obviously this isn't a stats list. I'm going to say it again. But there is a small deterioration in A.J. Brown.
There is.
And I think that's why you heard less chirping last year from him.
Maybe, but I think that also the addition of Kellen Moore and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, he knew what the fucking we were winning games.
Saquon Barkley took that team over.
Winning all the games.
That was his team.
And how can you be? And Saquon also was like a big locker room guy, so it's like, how are you going to be mad at the team for winning games through this guy that's dominating and also a great locker room guy?
You gotta stop. Are you?
I think that's a great take.
If you're AJ Brown and you come out and you start talking shit when you're like winning games, talking about give me the ball
because your running back is the best in the league, yeah,
you're losing money.
Crazy.
You're losing money.
You are. But I do see the decline coming for him. It might not be this year.
See a little
but
bit
I want to see the trade soon because I think people still believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
I still believe what you're saying to an extent, but also,
I think that
I'm also
we
pessimistic as
are.
an Eagles fan, too.
I agree in the fact that I am out in redraft and dynasty
because of the ADP.
and it's because of the it's because the
ADP and age, of course.
Because we're kind of getting towards
also
the end.
because fantasy football is a stats list,
right?
And like you said, the volume is very limited.
We are getting towards 28, 29. We are getting towards where like you're not going to see those peak 50. The 1,500-yard year seems gone in Philly,
right?
To
me. It is.
Now if he goes somewhere like the Chargers or like Andy Reid or something, then maybe he can get back to that. I still doubt that he can, honestly.
What scares me for Philly is Saquon getting hurt, which is very possible this year. I mean, we know the stats of if a player had over 350 carries, the next year only 2 out of the 10 stayed healthy and played all 16
you can
games
look like
at
Austin
the time.
Eckler and
Christian McCaffrey, all those guys.
Yes.
So, but if Saquon were to get hurt, which probability says that he probably won't play all the games this year, which is sad to say, then AJ Brown will shine very much because that will be the
100%. If Saquon gets hurt, you might see you might see that 1,500.
Well, we haven't seen a 1,500-yard season yet. It was 1496. Whatever.
I don't know if you
we'll never see it. We'll never see
touchdowns. We're talking about 7 touchdowns last year. I think you're going to see that if Saquon does get hurt, you could see that hit 14.
Well, I do want to point out we had 11 touchdowns in 22. We had 7 in 23, and then 7 last year.
Yeah. I
think it's very clear what he does.
Yeah.
The dude's fucking dominant. Yeah. Incredible focus and vision on the ball, like when it's in the air, and just I can suck AJ Brown's dick for the rest of this podcast if I wanted. But my number 6 is Nico Collins.
But one last little thing to add to AJ Brown is I had him in both my dynasty leagues to stack. Watched him very very closely.
Redraft.
Yeah, sorry. Redraft. Dynasty on the brain. And the one thing I noticed is it was very, very frustrating to see A.J. Brown get separation and just not get the ball when he has the separation. Now, at times it came when he should have. But other times it was like, those PFF metrics aren't lying. Like, this dude's getting open vertically. Like, he's getting open vertically, and the numbers should look better.
He's getting open, it's not just vertically.
Yeah.
He's an incredible zone beater.
Yeah.
He's one of the best, we always talk about man beater, zone beater. He's one of the dual threat guys.
He can go across the middle, catch the ball, and run your linebacker over.
And we saw that in Tennessee because Ryan Tannehill was a system quarterback, and he did it with him 100%. Very well. 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns, kind of the same situation where he was just taking slants to the house because he's just torching the fucking DB.
So could it be a decline, like you say? I think that's part of it. Could it be part of the system?
Yeah, I think it's part of it, sure. But
we'll see.
But Nico Collins, like you said, explosive, dude. The plays where he was healthy. We saw what the guy was. Getting snaps behind the line of scrimmage, beating the guys across the middle. His development with C.J. Stroud's ability to roll out of the pocket, and Nico Collins is still there, finding the spot, almost like a Travis Kelce, like a Jason Witten.
Yeah.
Where he's so reliable. You're gonna find him. There's just like this incredible synergy that him and C.J. Stroud have together. And that's why I have him at 6, man. I just feel like he's a very quarterback friendly wide receiver.
Yeah, I love him.
And I think that should be taken into consideration in this list because I don't feel like AJ Brown is that because he's gonna bitch and moan sometimes. But
he's very vocal.
He is, which is whatever. I don't give a fuck how vocal you are if you're the best receiver,
right?
Which he has been shown. He has clearly shown that. But Nico Collins, the dude is explosive. The dude's fast. Incredible route runner and very physical, very big.
Sometimes you wonder, everything over there just seems so fragile.
It does.
Doesn't
it? Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs.
Well, for Puka and Nico. I was strictly meaning because you mentioned Puka, for both of them.
Over where?
For the Rams and for Houston.
Yeah, Devontae Adams is there now.
Yeah, everything just seems so
Cooper Kupp was there.
Yeah, everything
Kyron
seems
Williams.
so fragile for we see Joe Mixon falling down.
Yeah, undersized Kyron Williams. Now they have Nick Chubb on the fucking
Yeah, it's
on
just
the
like both of
Texans.
those teams seem like they're just
and Matt Stafford on the Rams.
already having back issues.
Tyler Higbee's had problems with injury.
Yeah,
We can keep going.
I mean the O line was it just seems like
The
for
slowest tight end
both
of all
of those
time, Dalton
teams.
Schultz.
Yeah, it seems like both of those teams are just like waiting to just fall apart at any moment. Like if Stafford is already having back issues, he had the back issues last season in the OTAs, and I'm like,
Dalton Schultz ran a 4.75, by the way.
he ran that
Yeah.
and coming out of college.
Yeah.
That means he runs a fucking 5 flat now.
Yeah.
How long has he been in the league?
What?
6
4 years? 5 years?
somewhere around there.
Tried it with the Cowboys.
Anyway, I'm not trying to spend too much time on Dalton Schultz, but what's the expectation for the Texans
29.
and Nico Collins and C.J. Stroud, and they bring in Higgins, who me and you are both big on. The running backs are going to be an issue if Mixon
year
isn't
7
ready.
for Schultz.
Oh, I said 6. That was close.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Slow. He's running 5 flat out
But
there.
yeah, my number 5, I have Puka Nacua.
Right.
Also the same thing as Nico, just better. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like he's better in the zone. Incredible once again, explosive behind the line of scrimmage. A guy that's very dependent on.
Mhm.
I don't care who the quarterback is for Puka. Honestly, I don't think it matters because he's one of those guys that's gonna find the zone. He's gonna be open. He's gonna catch the ball and he's gonna fucking run after. His run after catch is so fucking good.
It's everything, man.
And Sean McVay,
Gets him open.
what's scary for Puka is if Sean McVay leaves, because we know.
That's why I keep
I
saying
don't
it's
think Puka's
fragile. He already
necessarily-
talked about how he wanted to leave after he won the Super
Yeah,
Bowl or lost the
I
Super
don't
Bowl, whichever one it
think
was.
That Puka's necessarily a system guy, but he could be.
He could be as a 5th-round pick.
And when he was, and he was drafted
Yeah.
out of BYU.
That's what I'm telling. That's what
Sean
I'm saying.
McVay said, "Oh yeah, I
That's what I'm
drafted him because I
saying.
know what my plan is for the guy."
Yeah. Now he is built in. He's baked into the NFL. People know, and they'll scheme for him as far as like other OCs and like other, like he's
They're
earned.
not going to scheme like
but
Sean McVay is.
They might not.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no might about it. Nobody in the NFL other than Kyle Shanahan is scheming like Sean McVay. Andy Reid.
Oh, it's definitely the West Coast offense. It comes from the same
Right. I named the West Coast
same
guy.
tree, but
Kyle
I mean,
Shanahan.
yeah. I mean, Matt
Andy
LaFleur
Reid.
comes from that tree.
He ain't scheming like that.
Nah,
I don't give a fuck what you say.
nah.
We
Until
see-
you
we
make it
see
to
what-
a Super Bowl.
We
and
see
win a
what
Super Bowl, you ain't
Jaden
scheming
Reed
like that.
is.
Yeah.
Jaden Reed is like
I think
another.
LaFleur gave
Jaden
him a
Reed is
treat.
like Puka Nacua to me in a way.
Can we look up I can't remember what year it was, but they were all in the Washington coaching staff. It was Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur.
What, 6?
It was like
Earlier
two.
than that.
It was like the teens. I think early teens. I think
Maybe
it might. It was the head coach was Gruden's son,
Jay.
Jay Gruden. Yeah,
He got a fat face like Joe Bonamassa.
yeah, he does. He does for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, that was the RG3, wasn't it?
maybe so.
RG3.
Nah, RG3 had Shanahan because Shanahan ruined.
Okay,
RG3.
well that was right after, but
Mike.
well, Jay Gruden 2014 to 2019. I'm curious.
Yeah,
but,
that coaching staff
look
was
at
loaded with talent.
But yeah, it was Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur.
It's three, like two
One
Super
more,
Bowl
there was one
winners,
more,
or
there was one
one
more.
Super Bowl winner.
It was Mike McDaniel.
Oh, was it really?
I think Mike McDaniel. Was
Mike McDaniel does come from the West Coast tree. He's so annoying.
2015
They're gonna get blown out.
Redskins, not Commanders. In 2015,
Yeah,
that
because
didn't
it
exist.
wasn't the Commanders. It was the Redskins.
2015 Redskins coaching staff. Okay, yeah. Sean McVay was OC. Joe Barry was DC. Ben Kotwicka? I don't know who the fuck that is. Damn. Shanahan wasn't in this one. Bill Callahan, offensive line. Who is that?
Isn't it? Coach for Tennessee?
No, that's
Callahan.
Ben
Ben Callahan. Isn't that what you said?
No,
you
that's
said
not
Ben.
Ben Callahan. That's the guy you went to fucking school with, dude. I'm an idiot.
Oh, Ben Callahan. Shout out
Shout
Ben
out, Ben
Callahan if you're
Callahan.
watching this.
Dude, what's up,
Shout out
dog?
to Callahan's Orchard.
Dude, there it is.
We've been drinking
No,
since
who the
1.
fuck- dude. Yeah, we have. We have really been drinking since 1.
Ben Callahan.
God damn, dude. I don't even know how to look this up. Anyways, let's not harp on
we're
this. This is
getting
fucking stupid.
crazy, yeah.
Puka Nacua is going to be very good.
Yeah, he is. At 5, I have Malik Neighbors.
Okay.
At 5, I feel like Malik Neighbors is like. I feel like talent-wise, he's top 3. If I'm being honest, I feel like I can't put him there because we haven't seen it yet, and I know he's high on my list. But Malik Neighbors, talent-wise, I feel like he's right there. There's three players at the top. There's tiers as far as talent. Now, I put him at 5. But I think what you're going to see, projecting forward, I think you're going to see Chase.
2011, 2013 Washington.
That's the team. Yeah. Loaded with coaches.
I was thinking it was late 2000s, but
they should have won the
but it
fucking
was
Super Bowl.
early 2000s.
But they must have not had the talent. But I think Neighbors is, as far as like talent goes, I think it's Jefferson, Chase, Neighbors. I think that I can't put him on my list
Brian
there.
Thomas Jr. Terrence Marshall Jr.
Same guy. I hope not.
We're just naming all
But
of you guys.
yeah.
Who else?
But
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, pass catcher, crazy.
I think people are gonna see insanity from Malik Neighbors this year with Russell Wilson. I don't give a fuck who it is. I think they're about to see what you've seen from Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
No,
I'm saying it now.
he can't stay healthy.
I mean, last year, because he shouldn't be seeing 18 targets a game.
That's the path.
No, it's not. His path
Yes,
is
it
efficiency
is.
through 8 targets a game. That's normal.
But is it going to be efficient?
No player should be getting 18.
Is it going to be efficient?
It can be.
Not with Russell
With
Wilson.
him wide open, it can
Not with
be.
Jackson Dart.
I think with all those guys, it's fine.
I mean, I'm going to be
I
honest.
think you're going to see a top 5
look at me when I
receiver.
say this. Look at me when I say this, and I'm going to put this on TikTok because I already know it's going to be it's going to bring
TikTok.
controversy.
TikTok.
But I'm sorry, but Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson right now. I'm saying it.
I don't
for
want him.
for a wide receiver, especially.
I ain't spending money on that bum.
Well,
Ain't
I
no
wouldn't,
way in
I wouldn't
hell.
have spent money on Russell Wilson, dude.
I'd paid Russell Wilson over. He can run an offense at an elite level still in his mind. He might not be able to at the floor he can pass it like Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones ain't gonna even be the starter.
Yeah, before he died, Hugh Hefner could fuck in his mind the same way he used to when he was 20. But guess what? It's not reality.
I'm just
man.
saying he's gonna put his players in a way better
Robert
position.
Kraft can fuck in his mind the same way.
Dude, he's gonna put
I'm
his
just gonna
players in
make
a
fucking
way
analogies.
better. He's gonna put his players in a way better position.
He should, but Brian Dable's the head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what Russell Wilson was with Mike Tomlin, and
I
it was
don't want
okay.
anything to do with Daniel Jones personally.
Yeah,
So you
do
can
you
put
want-
you can put it on TikTok and just leave me out of it.
Do you want anything to do with Russell Wilson?
More if you're comparing him to Daniel Jones? I do. Yes.
I mean, hold on.
You can pull up the
let me look at my
numbers.
I wonder where I have them by quarterbacks.
Yeah,
list.
you can pull up the numbers
I guarantee
and-
what I just said doesn't allow my actual list.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm telling you right now, dude.
Daniel Jones is a nobody.
Oh,
Has
yeah.
been a nobody, and will forever be.
I got Russell Wilson at 27. I got Daniel Jones at 29. They're both dog shit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest with what it is.
Dude's on the way out, but
But as far as volume and efficiency for your wide receiver,
this is a
it's
Malik
Mike- it's
Neighbors.
Mike-
I'm just
Mike
talking about Malik
fucking
Neighbors
Mike
and
Jones is what I'm
how
about to say.
talent-wise.
Mike Jones.
We're getting off the rails here. Malik Neighbors. This is a Malik Neighbors list, not a damn Daniel Jones list. So Malik Neighbors is just for me. He's a top 3 receiver talent-wise. Hopefully we see it. I have him at 5 because I do think that dude at quarterback, Russell Wilson is going to limit him.
I think
Volume-wise.
I think what you mentioned for Brian Thomas Jr. of it going off the rails should apply 100% directly to Malik Neighbors.
He's
too.
at the Giants.
Exactly.
That's fine.
What's
if,
worse?
If you think
What's
it's going to be
worse?
that bad, I don't disagree. I'm not here to say it's not going to be. I think it's going to be fine though.
I do too.
I just
But
want to be on the
but-
record
but
saying that I have no problem taking Malik Neighbors
But you
in your
can't-
drafts or wherever.
And you don't have
want
any.
to-
You're not going to have any problem drafting
Yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. either.
Right.
But
Totally agree. I said that. Yeah.
But you can't act like the same logic doesn't apply
Oh yeah.
from Brian Thomas Jr. to Malik Neighbors.
Yeah,
of
and
the-
I think it
of the
applies to
train
Brian
going off
Thomas
the
Jr. a
rail.
little bit more just because I believe in Malik Neighbors' ability. Like I just think that Malik Neighbors is a top 3 talent. Personally,
And I think Brian Thomas Jr. though had more yards last year
Oh, okay.
with Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Which you believe in Trevor Lawrence. I think that helps.
Yeah.
But do you believe in Brian Dable or Doug
I
Peterson?
think that Brian Dable's going to be fired after this year.
Yeah, just like Doug Peterson was. I mean, it's the same
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just telling you what I see on film as far as route running and ability.
I don't disagree.
I think Malik Neighbors
I
is
don't
just
disagree.
like there's
He's
a
incredible.
tier, and it's 3 guys at the top. After that, you got CeeDee Lamb, Amon Ra. You can keep going.
And you know what the best part is though for
But-
Malik Neighbors is that he's going to have the second year leap, which we see. We know what it is for wide receivers.
Yeah, I don't think
He's gonna
anybody can
improve.
cover him one-on-one.
He's going to improve, but we have to see what that is. I mean, we can't say this as fact because it's not.
For me,
Um,
I don't think that anybody can cover Malik Neighbors one-on-one. I think that they can cover Brian Thomas Jr. one-on-one. That's just how I feel. Like the elites. Like Patrick Surtain is going to have a hard time with Malik Neighbors. With Brian Thomas Jr., I think he's, 65% chance to have a good day. Against Malik Neighbors, I think he's like, it's 50-50. That's just how I feel.
All right, so I would imagine our top 4 is the same. If it's not, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Who you got number 4? Let's go. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1. You ready?
Yeah.
Amon-Ra,
CeeDee Lamb,
Jamar
Chase,
Chase,
Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
That's right.
So we'll talk about Amon-Ra.
Let's go with Amon-Ra first. Go ahead.
He, in my opinion, arguably the best route runner in the league.
3rd in touchdowns last year at 12.
I think he's the 3rd best route runner in the league right now, behind Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
I agree.
But he might be better than Jamar Chase running routes because he doesn't have that physical speed that Jamar Chase has.
Number 1 best route runner is Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
That's obvious.
It's not even close.
But Amon-Ra is at 3. If you want to give Chase over him,
but
I'm
if you
okay.
those two are interchangeable. I'm okay with Amon-Ra too.
I think Amon-Ra is the better route runner.
I think Amon-Ra is one of those guys like Keenan Allen who doesn't necessarily have all the incredible physical attributes.
He can't get vertical like Chase.
But guess what he can do? He can run a good fucking route.
The offense doesn't call for him to get vertical.
Like whenever I say running a route too, I don't mean like he's fucking got good moves. Obviously, he has good moves.
Amon-Ra has the best in route in the league.
In the entire route tree.
Nobody in the league can run a better in route, a deep in route than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yes, there is one person, and you know who it is.
Justin Jefferson probably can, but I'll be honest, he can run every other route better, but he can't run the in route like Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra's ability, and honestly, the scheme does help. The power run game, the play action, Sam LaPorta, the deep ball
I don't care about the scheme.
That shit helps.
I watched the feet.
That shit is what that scheme sets up the in route.
You know what Amon-Ra is?
And Amon-Ra runs it better than anybody.
What Amon-Ra is?
That's why it's so beautiful.
Amon-Ra is a good pawn structure. You take all the pieces away, and the pawns are still there.
Yep.
Amon-Ra's ability is still there. He can run the routes. His footwork is elite.
Devontae Adams in that top 5 route runner too.
Yes, absolutely. His cut, well, maybe not top 5. He's a little older.
I still think he's got.
CeeDee Lamb has got to be in that conversation.
I think so too.
Malik Neighbors got to be in that conversation.
Yeah, I'd take.
Anyways,
yeah,
we're not talking about Devontae Adams anymore. But we will. We can go back. But Amon-Ra, incredible route runner, and very physical, like grit, dude. A guy you want in your locker room, a guy you want in your team.
His run after the catch is better than
it is. It's so fucking good, dude. And he's one of those guys that it's weird because like being not that physical, like not incredibly physical, like Jamar Chase is a super physical freak.
Yeah.
AJ Brown's a physical freak in the red zone. Amon-Ra is just as much of a red zone threat because he's so good at running routes.
And what makes me put CeeDee Lamb over
Michael
Amon-Ra?
Thomas.
Yeah, definitely. Michael Thomas is a great comp for Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra a little more physical, a little better run after the catch, but as far as route running ability, I mean, Michael Thomas is one of the best in the league in his
Absolutely.
prime, and that's where Amon-Ra is. It's going to be a little bit better longevity for Amon-Ra.
But yeah, you're going to CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb is just, he was a wide receiver 1. Amon-Ra doesn't have that. Now, I know the volume doesn't call for it, but CeeDee Lamb is a guy who's proven that he can be the wide receiver 1. He is, and if you don't have, like, he has that over the rest of these guys.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors, by the way, I do want to go back and say that 170 targets and 109 receptions. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is? It's because
Daniel Jones was there.
Because Daniel Jones was throwing him hospital balls, and that's why he got injured.
Yeah, he shouldn't be. There's games where he had
so let's go back.
Weird shit.
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb is a guy who he can be the best wide receiver in the league. It just it just kind of the puzzle needs to fit right. Numbers wise, he can be the best. I got guys. Obviously, I got these 2 guys over him, and I think Amon-Ra and Neighbors can jump him at some point. If AJ Brown gets the volume, maybe he can. Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr. looks good. Puka, if he can stay healthy, they can all be the wide receiver 1. But CeeDee Lamb's done it. CeeDee Lamb's done it, and that's more than anybody else. That's ahead of him. I mean, maybe some old veteran guys like Devontae Adams and Mike Evans had their moments. Respected them. They're kind of on the other hill. They've already climbed the mountain. They're trying to get to the other side of the mountain and just
sometimes walking down the hill is harder than walking up it.
Yeah, but CeeDee Lamb.
Jalen Hurts should have said that.
Yeah, that sounds like
with
his
corny ass quotes.
That sounds like shit he would say.
Yeah, dude, did you see where he said that?
Or Garth Brooks would say shit.
Working. Oh yeah, they're talking about working out in the heat, and he said fatigue makes cowards out of all of us.
I like that.
Yeah, and I said he's talking about you, Anthony Richardson.
Nice.
They should have commented that.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb I think is just locked in at 3. Like you just can't put anybody over CeeDee Lamb right now at 3. But I don't think you can move him higher than that.
No,
I think
no,
he's
no,
locked in
hold
at
on,
3.
Hold on. Let's talk about what's higher than that. No. Let's talk about CeeDee Lamb. The dude is an incredible route runner, and he is very physical. But you want to talk about run after the catch? He might have the best run after the catch in the league.
Yeah, great
I
run.
mean, we know what he was coming out of Oklahoma.
He's got good hands, man.
Incredible.
You're not the
hands,
wide receiver
dude.
one like having good hands.
Exactly, but like run after catch ability is so fucking
He's
good.
strong.
In the red zone, he's
Yeah.
good. He's just good everywhere. I mean, all these receivers in the top 10 are good everywhere.
Yeah.
But like as we start getting to the top, we see a more refined route tree.
Yeah.
We see more
sure.
red zone threat. We see better run after catch.
A
we
more
see better behind the line of
balanced,
scrimmage.
complete
Yes.
receiver.
Yes.
All of them have strengths in their own way. Jamar Chase is a guy who is 205 and plays like he's 230.
Thick.
It feels like he's Julio.
It feels like Deebo Samuel.
it's like
man.
Julio Jones.
God
That's who
damn,
you're about.
dude, what
Because
a
you go look
comp.
up
What a
Julio
comp.
Jones.
That's such a good comp.
You go look up Julio Jones' like height and weight, and you're like,
Why is he's so big?
6'1", 205 or whatever.
It's like
6'2",
it feels like Gronk. It
205.
feels like fucking Gronkowski.
and
out
it
there.
feels like Gronkowski.
He's fucking bossing dudes. He's toe
Yeah.
tapping. He's fucking incredible.
Exactly.
But also we don't talk about body control enough on this list. CeeDee Lamb's body control, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, the top 3.
True,
That's where
yeah.
Julio Jones had incredible body control, and that's what really made me think of
He
it.
did,
is-
he did,
is
he
that.
did.
But yeah, CeeDee Lamb, dude, is such a physical specimen, but incredible run, probably the best run after catch in the league, honestly. If I would have had to put somebody run after catch, I would go CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, or Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb is fine, but
yeah.
but run after catch ability, I mean, obviously Justin Jefferson on this list because that's why he's number 1. But Jamar Chase,
What's
dude,
the expectation for CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys this year? Under
I'm
was
gonna
it
be
7.5?
honest,
What was
I'm
it?
gonna be honest, 7.5 is too low.
I think it's too low.
I think they should win 9 games,
I think so too.
and that's coming from an Eagles fan.
They got to stay healthy though. I know that's the case
Of
for
course,
everyone.
of course,
I
of course,
get
and
that.
that's what I'm saying under the assumption they do stay healthy. I would
Yeah.
never just bet. That's like betting on a fucking the NFL draft and making
but
trades.
I
you
think
know?
I think that what I'm really trying to say is they don't have depth. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like you look at a team that drafted Emeka Ibuka, and you think of depth as far as skill positions go for that team, they're very set up.
Yeah,
To where
very deep.
if injuries do hit, which are likely, they're kind of okay. The Cowboys, you look at the depth in the running back position, the depth in the O-line, CeeDee Lamb, and, George Pickens projects to be a good guy. They needed that piece.
They
And
did.
I think it's going to be big for them. I think it's going to help CeeDee Lamb. But
Definitely.
the running game, they need production out of the running game. They need it. Dak Prescott needs balance.
He does, but we saw what it was, 2 years ago with Tony Pollard, how inefficient and how they went to the passing game. And
It could be
Dak
that.
Prescott could go out there and
Could.
make CeeDee Lamb the number 1 receiver again this year.
It could
With,
happen.
with George Pickens, I don't think he will.
If CeeDee
But
Lamb's the number
Dak-
1 receiver,
I think
it's-
Dak Prescott could be the number 1 quarterback this year in fantasy.
There's definitely, you got 2,000-yard receivers. You got Jake Ferguson. They just gave him an extension, I
They
think.
did. It was 4 year.
Who's
Schoonmaker too.
who's a good backup?
Did Schoonmaker play at Michigan? He was before Colson Loveland, right?
There was Jake Butt. There was
I'm pretty sure it was Michigan. I can almost
But
put,
there-
I'd put $100
yeah,
on that now.
Schoonmaker might have been Michigan. I can't remember where Schoonmaker played. I don't really remember, but yeah, I agree with the fact that Dak Prescott.
6'5", 250, Michigan.
Nice, good call. I do think that Dak Prescott could be the number 1
He could. He could.
quarterback,
And
but I
that's
think that it comes
little
through
hard,
the
but-
inefficiency of the running back. And we know
Yes.
John. But hey, look at the running back; they're all efficient.
And
inefficient.
You know what it comes, but you know what?
Miles Sanders is fragile.
You know what really it is for
Jay
me?
Blue's
It's
a third
Brian-
down back.
It's Brian Schottenheimer.
It's just another puppet.
Let Russ cook. He was the OC that
Yeah.
just didn't want to run the fucking ball.
Yeah.
He did not want to run the fucking football.
It's gonna
Wait,
be
or did he
interesting.
want to only run the football? And they were saying let Russ cook. God damn, now I don't remember.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they were fairly balanced, but they had some. They had
Brian
some very.
Schottenheimer.
They had some heavy past years with.
The thing is, though, is like you said, dude, the run game is going to be so inefficient. They're going to have to throw the ball to win
Yeah.
games because they're going to be behind.
Yeah, I think
The defense is beat up. They're not going to have Michael Parsons because they're not going to pay him because they're stupid.
they're gonna pay him. They'll have him paid.
They have to.
I think that they pay him and he shuts up. That's what I think.
You know what my favorite part is they pay him and then he plays like shit like he did last year.
he disappeared last year.
You know why? Because it's shitty schemes. The defense is shitty. The DC is shitty.
Yeah,
It's a bad
it's
team.
a
It's a
Jerry
bad
Jones.
organization.
It's a Jerry Jones issue.
And the locker room is dead.
Yeah,
Jamar Chase. Come on.
plays big. Plays bigger than he is.
Come on, man.
Plays like he's 225, 6'4".
Yeah, he feels like Mike Evans out here.
Crazy.
It's not even like I think Deebo Samuel feels like the best comp, like as far as like recent guys for me. Julio Jones is an amazing comp.
Yeah.
But it's a guy that like Jamar Chase's run after catch ability is so good, but he's just like hard to tackle.
Julio was too.
He's so hard to tackle,
Yeah.
dude. He's so big. He just he legit looks like somebody created in a fucking lab.
He does.
That's how Jamar Chase feels.
He's the new era prototype.
He
Which
is.
like back in my time watching receivers, Andre Johnson, guys who
Andre Johnson.
like kind of
Jesus.
thicker body receivers, you would see more like 210, 215.
Of course, Megatron.
Because the linebackers were heavier, the safeties were heavier. It was not so much a finesse game.
yeah, I mean, guys
now,
like Sean
it was
Taylor out there.
Yeah, it was a physical game back then. So now you're seeing like just 10 pounds off every position as far as the skill positions go.
You are.
You're seeing
And that's why you're seeing guys like Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry.
feast. The
Yeah.
big body backs. Like bring back Brandon
Nick
Jacobs.
Chubb.
Nick Chubb. Brandon Jacobs would
God
thrive.
rest his soul.
You think Brandon Jacobs wants to see a 225-pound linebacker, a 235-pound linebacker? Yeah, he would love to.
Yeah,
He'd
you know
run
why?
right through him.
Because he's bigger. He's
Yes,
bigger and stronger and
He's
faster.
265.
What? Hold on. Let's
We
talk
watched-
about.
yeah.
Can we, dude, we did. We sat there one night, fucked up at like 1 a.m. watching fucking
Brandon Jacobs,
highlights.
like all kinds of snaps, just running through.
Dude,
people.
what about Adrian Peterson this time? What do you think he would do? LaDainian Tomlinson.
We want? I mean, exactly what they did. Just
It might be worse.
It might be worse. Yeah.
It might be worse.
Jamar Chase.
You throw prime Adrian Peterson on the Eagles.
O-line.
Yeah, it would be what Saquon did last year.
Yeah, maybe.
Exactly, but worse probably. Probably better. I mean,
who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
2,000 yards and like all them touchdowns. It's kind of hard to say worse. But
I know. But Lamar Chase, when I saw it, 205 just seems so.
he says seems
light.
small. Seems small,
But
right?
that's the way it is now.
I know, right? And then of course, we can
The best
hype up.
receiver in the league.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson. He seems small.
What's the size? Let's go back.
He's also the same size as Jamar Chase.
205.
Yeah, 205, 6'1".
Dang, really?
Really, he might be like 5 pounds light. He might be 200.
Always felt like he was a little bit slimmer.
He seems like a fucking slot receiver
195.
almost, right?
He's going 195.
Almost seems like a slot receiver in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
But then you watch him on the field, and the dude. Let's talk about the Bills catch 2 years ago.
the
Fourth
fourth
and
down,
17 or whatever it was.
one-handed on the, like two defenders or
It's
whatever,
like
just
fucking
goes up against it.
ridiculous, dude. It's
One of the-
like
I was watching. I mean that was one of the best plays of the
Yeah.
year.
it was the best play of the year.
Yeah, it should have been. I remember watching it live, going, "Oh my god, he just caught
Regular
that."
season anyway. Yeah.
And then now there was a toe tap bobble on the sideline last year. I can't remember who it was against. Maybe like Arizona or somebody. Where I'm just like, man, how they're watching, and she's like, "Oh dang," and I just walk off and go, "Oh, he caught that." It's Justin Jefferson. He catches everything.
Yeah, he does.
Like
know-
a player,
you know-
sometimes like there's only a very small handful of players where you can just look at a play and go,
oh yeah,
walk off.
Yeah, Jesus.
You just
Christ.
walk off because you know.
I want to like put a
You
dent.
know.
I want to punch the refrigerator because I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I want to
It
make dents in
happens too fast for your eyes to see,
I don't need to see it. I know.
but you know who
Intuition. I went intuition.
know who it is.
But
Justin
God, you know what?
Jefferson.
I actually just
He
thought
just,
of. No, Jamar Chase is actually number one because he has a better gritty. So
That's true.
I just thought of that. He does have a better gritty.
Yeah. I think if you were to switch Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, I think that Justin Jefferson is just a better receiver with Burrow. Now, I know maybe there is something there with the chemistry in LSU that would make ultimately Chase have the better season if you did have to swap. There could be some just deep
I think
chemistry
JJ
there.
McCarthy and Justin Jefferson. JJ to JJ.
They're about to light it up.
JJ McCarthy to
dude.
Jay.
They are
Jennis.
about to light this shit up.
Oh,
I
it's gonna be so
promise you.
good, dude. It's
I
gonna be so
promise
good.
you, Justin.
It's gonna be so
JJ
good. with
McCarthy.
It's just Kevin O'Connell.
It's Kevin O'Connell. It's JJ McCarthy's
I mean, it's
ability.
what happens when you take an incredible system with an incredible player and you put them together.
You're about to see it.
It's Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
And Sean McVay. It's Devontae Adams.
I
Sean McVay.
think
Sean, look at me. Devontae Adams, Matt Stafford, Sean McVay. 5 years ago, what would you say?
that's awesome.
Yeah. What about right now? Also, still great.
It just
Devontae
can't-
Adams got 2 years left in him, dude. I want to talk about the guy more, but we're not. We're talking
He
about Justin
could.
Jefferson, the
He
best
really
wide receiver
could.
in the league, but
Yeah.
we're an hour 50 in.
Oh really?
We're not really. We're 50 minutes in this session
Dang.
because we had to split this up.
Yeah.
If you didn't notice,
But it's been
if you're
fun.
not watching on YouTube, we changed.
It's been
If
fun.
you're not watching on YouTube, go watch on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you might have noticed we changed. We love you guys, but let's go back through our list. I
Yes.
also want to talk about honorable mentions. We'll do it after we go back through. But I'll start at 25. I had Cortland Sutton, Lad McConkey, Marvin Harrison Jr., Rashi Rice, DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, Devonta Smith, T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. That's 11. At 10, Drake London, Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, A.J. Brown, Nico Collins, Puka Nakua, Amon-Ra St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson. Go ahead.
At 25, I had Calvin Ridley, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, DK Metcalf, Marvin Harrison Jr., Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, DJ Moore, Tyreek Hill, Ladd McConkey, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, JSN, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans. Really hurt putting Mike Evans outside the top 10. But it's just like how
He's like 31, right?
young and how dominant Drake London, like the youth of Drake London won out for me. On top of playing with just bad quarterbacks and producing.
Yeah, he's 31 years old.
So I had Drake London at 10.
Dude, he's been doing this since he was 20.
Brian Thomas Jr., Nico Collins, Puka Nakua, A.J. Brown, Malik Neighbors, Amon-Ra, CD,
2014, he was 20 years old.
Chase, and the Gritty.
The Gritty. No, the Gritty should be Chase, but Justin Jefferson at 1. I love it. Yeah, honorable mention, I had Stephon Diggs and Chris Godwin and Jerry Jeudy.
Mm-hmm.
All guys that had very good years last year. Stephon Diggs was one that got hurt, and I felt like his year would have been a lot better, which is weird to say. I didn't expect it at Houston because of how hard it fell off with Josh Allen. But then he comes back in those first 6 games.
It felt weird.
Those first 6 games, it was really fucking
It
good
felt
for Stephon
like
Diggs.
Stephon Diggs was done.
Yeah,
when he
it
left. When he left Buffalo, it felt like he was done. And he produced. He had like 8 touchdowns in the first 6 weeks. Killing it out of the slot. Was it 3? I felt like more. He had one game where he had 2. I know that.
He had 3 and 500 yards. But
it looked
6
good.
games,
I thought he had more than
that.
that.
It was very
Damn.
good, man. It was very
maybe
good.
it just felt better than it was.
It did
but
feel better. Maybe it did. But
he was a
but
top.
I think that's fair. In 6 games, or 7 games, whatever it was.
3 touchdowns is solid.
3 touchdowns and
Yep.
500 yards is amazing
That's
in the first quarter of the year because there's 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are we doing? Is this Dofus Doppels? It's going to be an excessive baker's dozen. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Shout out. Yeah.
But an even more excessive baker's dozen. How are we going to start calling this? But yeah, and then Jerry Jeudy, incredible year last year too from him. He had like 1,100 yards, but we know what Jameis Winston is.
Yes.
By the way, did you see the thing with Jameis Winston and Caleb Presley? And,
I did not.
And they're role playing. He goes, let's role play. I'm going to be the GM for the Saints, and you're going to be Jameis Winston. But at the end, he basically goes, oh, and also I'm going to pass the phone to somebody. And then it's Arthur Smith and this fucking Glenny Balls. And then Glenny Balls is like, hey, this is Arthur Smith. You got me fired, man, because of that play. And he's like, but it's okay because my family owns FedEx, and I'm in Cabo with.
Yeah, right.
and it was like really cool because it made Jameis Winston feel good. Like he was like so into the role playing.
You see him do the Tommy DeVito on the.
Dude, I fucking just love Jameis Winston.
It's so.
I just love Jameis Winston, dude. I would love to buy that man a beer.
For sure.
I'd love to drink a beer with that man.
Joe Burrow drinks for free for beating Clemson.
That's a
that
fact.
year, so.
And Jameis Winston might drink for free just because he's a cool
Just 'cause
motherfucker.
he's cool. Yeah. Check out all the other lists. We're coming out with a top 10 tight end list.
Chris Godwin also.
Chris Godwin and Jameson Williams are my honorable mentions.
Oh, I like Jameson Williams on there. Talk about him.
Yeah,
Talk about them too, because I had Chris Godwin too. But talk about him.
Yeah. Chris Godwin, I mean.
What you talked about Chris Godwin at the top of the list. At
I did.
Which was changed because you forgot about Garrett Wilson.
Right, but Jameson Williams was a guy who, at the start of this list, I had him. I started this list would put him at 25. As far as like working my way back, Jameson Williams is a guy who finally showed he was a top, 20 pick coming out of college, Alabama.
Great locker room guy.
Yeah, just it had some slow.
He's a Dan Campbell kind of guy.
He got drafted when the team was horrible before the culture changed. Finally, the culture changed. It was without him, and then finally it came with him. They molded him in.
Yes.
And you really would have loved to see that out of John Mechie over at Houston.
What about Henry Ruggs?
And it just didn't happen. I mean, we
Sorry.
know what happened there. But
Sorry.
with Mechie, it was like the team was horrible. They drafted him to be this guy. It didn't go as planned. And then the new regime came over. The culture changed. Jameis Williams got with it, and Mechie just faded out, it seems.
Yeah, he seems like a wide receiver, like 4 or 5 now.
Yeah, that's the way it seems.
I mean, if I was going to talk about that depth chart, I'm talking.
Yeah, I mean, he
obviously
might be
Nico
deeper.
Collins, and then I'm going
Higgins, Kirk.
Christian Kirk is probably above Higgins, but then Higgins,
Yeah.
Kirk, Jalen Noel,
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Hutchinson.
It's sad.
I mean, we can go deep.
Yeah, Jameson Williams started to come on. I think he's 26 now, but you're going to see some better years out of Jameson Williams coming forward.
Yeah, we are. But you know what we're going to see is this podcast come to an end because it's been a very good episode.
It's a shame because it's been so much fun.
It has. But we can also, we can move on and get ready for the top 10 tight ends list. So.
We will. And we got a lot coming for you guys.
Yeah, we do. You already know our 2025 NFL predictions are coming. So
yep.
Be ready. That's all I'm saying is be ready. It's football season, baby. Let's go.
And then maybe I can sneak a little draft, redraft 101, how to approach your first NFL draft.
Maybe a little Brew Collar special.
Yeah, maybe we'll hit you with a little mock draft or something
special
during this show. So
it's
we'll
been
see.
good, guys. Thank y'all.